from Omega Products International in Corona, California, right next to the 15 freeway. That's where you go to Vegas, or you want to go to Temecula. Either way, you want to put on a show. Thompson Boxing, in its 22nd year of business, continues to put on the show. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be around the world on the Thompson Boxing YouTube or Facebook page. I'm Beto Duran, alongside the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher, and the president of the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. When Rich Arata shows up, you know you have a good car. How you feeling, Rich?
All right, I feel great, and it's surprisingly comfortable out here tonight, which will make it better for the fighters and the fans.
Yeah, we're outdoors at Mega Products International. Thompson Boxing comes out here. It's a party, it's an atmosphere, it's standing room only, sold out for 2 weeks. And Doug, one of the reasons being the main event tonight, Ruben Ace Torres, undefeated, knockout power. This kid just continues to get better.
This kid delivers every time he steps between these ropes. Every time we see him, he gets better. That's why this is his second time headlining here in Corona, underneath the stars. The fact that he's fighting in a 10-rounder in the main event against a dangerous opponent, that all means something. It means he's a senior in high school. It means he's ready to graduate. It means if he shows out and he shines tonight, he will move on to bigger platforms. We hate to see him go. We'll shed a tear. But he'll move on to bigger platforms, start fighting names, become a legitimate contender, and maybe one day vie for a world title the way other graduates of Thompson Boxing have, most recently Danny Ramon.
Yeah, and that'll be the main event. Ruben Ace Torres taking on a fighter and Cristian Baez from Venezuela. So saludos a toda la gente que está mirando en Venezuela. Rich, the Thompson Boxing, you remember when it started 22 years ago when Mr. Ken Thompson, Alex Campanolo said, we're going to do something at a hotel. It continues to grow, but most importantly, it develops young fighters. We're going to see 6 fights tonight. But I love when you're here, Rich, because you always find those nuggets where I'm like, I wish I would have thought about that. What do you have for us tonight, Rich?
Well, you know, in looking at the fights as was set up for tonight and looking at the records, as you always do when you prepare, I noticed really a couple of interesting threads that kind of run through our main event, our co-feature, and our chief supporting bout, those top 3 fights. The records of the fighters in each of these are almost exactly identical.
Yeah.
You have an 18-0 against an 18-1. You have an 11-0 against an 11-1. You have a 10-0 against a 9-0-1. Altogether, those add up to an unbelievable, a startling 77-2-2 in our top 3 fights tonight. But I thought the most impressive thread
but wait, there's more.
Yes. The most impressive thread of all was not numbers. To me, and talking to the 6 fighters or reading from the 6 fighters what they had to say about these fights tonight, every one of them, all 6 of them said the same thing. This is the toughest challenge I've ever had. Ooh. This is the biggest fight I've ever had. I need this fight. I need this win to get to whatever it is for those particular fighters.
6 good fights, great nuggets from Rich Murata, the president of the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. Doug Fisher, editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine. If you know this, you've been with us. We know there's fights going on Showtime. We know there's fights going on in Saudi Arabia, wherever it is. It's a busy card tonight. We know there's fights on Top Rank. We enjoy it here at Thompson Boxing. We know we want to interact with you. This is the only show that's going to interact with you, so this is your show. Hang out with us, and the program looks good right here. It's called Path to Glory. Ruben Ace Torres on that path to glory. He's the main event. But tonight, let's get going with a couple of local fighters. Henry Ramirez from Riverside has 3 of them tonight. You see a lot of Henry. One of them I'm really excited for is Knuckle Nelson. I expect a couple knockouts tonight. Should be a good show. Our ring announcer, I haven't seen him yet, but I always wonder, what is he wearing? His jacket's always smooth. Sonny Franco is in the ring, ready to bring in our first fight.
Guys, thank you so much. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I would have to say that these shows are probably my favorite, especially being outside. I get a nice breeze up here on this very warm Southern California night. I've got a great view, as you can see right behind me, and the atmosphere and the environment is just unmatched tonight. These are one of the best shows, especially when we have them out here. But let's get down to business. First thing we're going to talk about is the Thompson Boxing app. If you happen to be watching us on the app, we thank you so much for downloading that. One of the best things about it has got to be that the app is absolutely free. So if you guys have been debating on getting that app, make sure you're heading to your app store on your phone, typing in Thompson Boxing, and of course it will come up. Now, not only do you get all of the latest news on all of our fighters, upcoming fights, but you can also watch the fights for free. So that means if you are in line at the grocery store for whatever reason, if you are at work right now, you could be watching us with the convenience of your phone. So make sure that you guys are downloading that app, Thompson Boxing. It is absolutely free. I promise you will not regret it. Now let's get down to business and let's talk about the fights that we've got tonight. Coming up a little bit later on, now we have Pedro Valencia and Adrian Corona. That fight, it is scheduled for 8 rounds in the lightweight division. Pedro Valencia and Adrian Corona, both undefeated fighters. Valencia saying that this is his biggest fight to date. And yes, he knows who Corona is. He has seen him fight. The one thing that he has noticed that he has that Corona doesn't is power. And he says that is going to be all the difference in tonight's fight. Now, Corona saying his opponent, yeah, he's tough. He's undefeated for a reason, but I'm crafty. I have heart. And you know what? If he's underestimating me, he is in big trouble tonight. So that is going to be later on tonight. 8 rounds in the lightweight division. Coming up in the co-main event, this is going to be a fun one. Louie Lopez is going to be here fighting at home in front of his home crowd. He says this is an absolute dream come true for him. It has given him a different motivation. He's trained even harder for this fight because he does not want to let his fans down. And of course, he's fighting against Elias Diaz. He says that he hopes to give him his first loss tonight. Now, Elias Diaz, he's got a record of 11-0, 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he says that tonight, he wants to win those rounds early on so that way he gets Louie Lopez into a hole, gets him into trouble, and keeps him there. Now, we've seen Louie Lopez get into trouble on our shows here before. We've also seen him get out of trouble, so we'll see how he reacts to that adversity tonight in front of his home crowd in Corona, California. Moving on, though, to the main event. I know that the comments have got to be going crazy for this guy. Ruben Ace Torres will be facing Cristian Baez. That is the main event, 10 rounds in the lightweight division. Now, Ace is saying that he is starting to feel those expectations that everybody has for him, his family, his friends, his team, the media. But he says, I don't want to just be a good fighter. I want to be a great fighter. And of course, he says that Baez has been inactive for quite some time, but that's what makes him a dangerous fighter. Not only is Baez itching to get in the ring, but he is looking for a win and he is looking for respect. So Ace says he's a dangerous fighter, but he is planning on coming out on top tonight. Now, Cristian Baez has not seen action since December of 2019. He says his experience is what's going to get him out on top tonight. He says he's sparred guys that are bigger, that are better than Ace, and Ace is going to have to bring his absolute best tonight, but he does not see this fight going the distance. So that is our main event scheduled for 10 rounds in the lightweight division. Great night of fights coming up for you guys, but of course the action is getting ready to start on deck right now. We do have Anthony Saldivar and Antonio Duarte, but before we get to those guys, let's take a look back at the weigh-in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Thompson Boxing Promotions, I'd like to welcome you to the Omega Products International Outdoor Arena in Corona, California, where tonight, Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present The Path to Glory. Ladies and gentlemen, these fighters have trained hard. They've trained hard to be here, and you paid to see them laid all on the line right here inside the ring. So with that being said, there's only one question left to ask, and that is, Corona, California, are you ready? Well, let's get the action on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome out of the red corner, from Baja California, Tijuana, Mexico, here is Antonio El Tigre Duarte.
Antonio El Tigre Duarte, Tijuana, California, making the walk to the ring. The Tiger. He's got 6 fights under his belt.
And he's going to be at a severe height disadvantage here tonight.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Should be a good one. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be.
"35 years old. It's tough at that point to try to make a living for yourself as a pro fighter. Especially when you're facing young and hungry kids.
That's the voice of Rich Murata. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be.
Welcome his opponent as he makes his way to the ring under the blue corner. From Ontario, California, here is Anthony A.J. Sullivan.
There it is.
Do you recognize the music?
You know what? I don't need a Shazam because this is all for Doug Fisher.
Come on, man. This is the theme song from The Warriors. From 1980, one of my favorite films. I love it. Makes me want to run and jump over stuff.
Anthony Saldivar. AJ's his nickname.
Hoping he'll have better luck than the earlier AJ today.
That'll be Anthony Joshua, who came up short against Alexander Usyk.
It was a good fight, though.
Yeah, it was fun. It
Good
was
effort.
fun.
Good craft and effort from both heavyweights. Looking forward to what we see from these middleweights. But I got to tell you, I'm partial to this AJ because of this walk-in music. I've never heard the theme song from the Warriors played as walk-in.
Of all the years working?
I'm telling you, it works. Kudos to this kid.
All right, Sonny Franco.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, fight fans joining us around the world on ThompsonBoxing.com. We're coming to you from the Omega Products International Outdoor Arena in Corona, California, where tonight, Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present The Path to Glory. We begin tonight's event with the first bout of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the middleweight division. Sponsored by AAA Stone, Makita, Rule the Outdoors, and Omega Products International. Your 3 judges ringside, should the bout go the distance, are Fernando Villarreal, Raul Kais Sr., and Ron Scott Stevens. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Daniel Sandoval. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped to the ring tonight with the black trunks with gold. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 159.6 ready pounds. As a professional, his record stands 2 victories against 4 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Baja California, Tijuana, Mexico, introducing Antonio El Tigre Duarte. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He steps in the ring tonight wearing the white trunks with gold and black. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 159.9 solid pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 1 win with 0 losses. That victory coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ontario, California, please welcome Anthony A.J. Sullivan. Once again, your referee in charge, Daniel, to give the final instructions.
Give you your instruction in the dressing room. I want a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up. Let's go to war.
All right, let's look at how these middleweights match up. Saldivar, of course, 14 years younger at age 21. He has extreme height advantage as well as a reach advantage.
We get ready to go. Our opening bout here at Thompson Boxing. The southpaw in white is Anthony Saldivar. Antonio Duarte also has an MMA background, and you'll see his style. He once fought on a Bellator card. Here at 35, he'll swing and he'll chuck, Rich. It's no fear with that man.
None at all, and he's come out wailing away to try to take away those obvious physical disadvantages that he is under tonight.
Duarte 2-4. He fought Richard Brewer before, also Avatar Saul Bustos. He actually fought Brewer twice. So, and his last fight got knocked out by a young man we're going to see later on the night, Nelson Oliva.
But it's rare to see Duarte stopped.
Yes.
Oliva is a really good puncher. Duarte is difficult to stop, not just because he's tough, but also because he's unorthodox.
Very unorthodox. You see the way that he lunges in, that MMA background. But Saldivar, Henry Ramirez, his trainer, Raincross Boxing, excellent trainer here in Southern California, is really high on Saldivar because, as Richie was saying, he doesn't really fight like a fighter with only one pro fight.
Well, he's got a nice little style that you can see right off. He's rangy, gets around the ring pretty well. Nice jab that he utilizes. He won his first fight in a quick fashion, a one-round KO. And he's got the body I kind of favor for good punchers in the pros. You know, that long, lithe body, thin arms where a lot of power gets generated.
They both weighed 159. And as a young fighter, makes his way up the ranks. It's good to give him the different wrinkles, the different things that you're going to look at as now Duarte turns orthodox. He's tried southpaw for a little bit and was getting tagged.
Yeah, Duarte's shown him about five different things so far here in the first round.
I like what I see from the young man, not just in terms of his technique, and he's got nice technique for a tall southpaw, but I like his temperament. He doesn't get flustered. He didn't get stressed out when Duarte rushed him at the opening bell. And he's very settled. He's relaxed. He's not loading up on his punches. He's controlling the distance. And when he misses a punch, he doesn't get discouraged. He doesn't get frustrated.
Calivera Helada. To everybody in Greece watching us, there's going to be a Greek fighter later on. Team Manu will be the co-feature. So if you're watching us, you got to wait a while. He's going to be our 5th bout of the night, the Greek fighter. Right now you're watching Anthony Saldivar in his second pro fight in the white.
Box, 10 seconds.
Keenan Wright, the timekeeper tonight. Thompson Building Materials in Orange, Fontana, Alameda, Camarillo, San Diego, Ripon, and Sacramento. There we are in the IE, right where the 91 and the 15 freeways unite. And one of the rare times where the freeway keeps on moving. It has to be after 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Mr. Ken Thompson building his building empire. Beautiful facility, great place to watch a fight on a summer evening. Get a good vibe.
Saldivar getting his instructions from Henry Ramirez, who may as well not even leave the ring tonight between fights.
Henry has Louie Lopez next, and he'll also have Knuckle Nelson Oliva in the fourth bout tonight. Deciding paper on YouTube. Good comments so far. Coming strong with the comments there.
This is very interesting, though. It's an interesting test for Saldivar because of the fact that Duarte's showing him so many looks, some of them crazy, some of them very unorthodox.
Right, which means he's hard to predict.
Which means he's not a boxer.
Right, that can be difficult for a young and inexperienced fighter, but I see a lot of mature professional wrinkles from Saldivar. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to have some variation with that fast jab. You know, sometimes it's a range fighter, sometimes it's stiff. Sometimes he uses that southpaw jab to deflect the roundhouse punches that Duarte's launching at him.
There's a shot landed by Saldivar. As Duarte comes back and just swinging wild.
Duarte landed a nice right hand there.
He did indeed, and the thing is, Doug and Beto, is when you're a young fighter coming up, you get sparring in the ring, but you'll face mostly orthodox fighters.
Correct.
And so you're not likely to see what's coming at him right now.
Yeah, again, I like the way Saldivar took that punch. And I know Duarte's not a huge puncher, but a lot of young guys would just get flustered. They would feel like they need to, drop a 5-punch combination back on them, and they can fall into traps doing that. And Saldivar is keeping his composure, but he's also scoring with nice punches, especially with his left.
And as we've said many times, this is way better than getting a 15-second knockout for Instagram. Getting some work as you progress in your career.
Yeah, because, matchmakers will like to, if they really want to develop you, they'll try to match you against different styles. Say in 5 straight different fights, you may fight a left-hander, a right-hander, a brawler, a boxer, a swarmer, a mauler. Well, he's seen them all so far here in 2 rounds. You don't have to go 5 fights.
Rich Murata bringing the thesaurus here to Corona on a Saturday night. Professor Rich, love it. Coming up next will be Elias Diaz against Louie Lopez, fighter from Corona in his backyard. Saldivar bouncing around. Smooth, stays in the southpaw stance. Final seconds of the second round. Saldivar controlling this fight in his second pro fight against Antonio Duarte, who's very game from Tijuana. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and the president of the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, Rich Murata. You got a big event coming up, Rich.
Absolutely, coming up August 26th, 27th in Las Vegas. We like to call it boxing's glamour event, the annual Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend. Biggest names in the sport will gather at Resorts World to celebrate the accomplishments of the last 3 years worth of inductees and honor them up close and personal. Such names as Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, Andre Ward, Michael Nunn, Julian Jackson, Miguel Cotto, Jose Luis Castillo, they're all coming from their various countries and states. They're all going to be there. They'll be inducted into the Nevada Hall. Tickets are available for a full 2 days of activities at nvbhof.com.
Or you can go to Twitter, find Boxing Rich for all the details. Great event. It's a who's who showing up at Resorts World in Las Vegas. The final weekend of August. I mean, awesome. Actually, just saw Michael Nunn at the Jaime Jarrin golf tournament. Had a nice. He wasn't golfing. He was just hanging out.
Yeah, Michael's getting around. He's quite a talker too.
Oh, it was great. It was great because I didn't want to talk about baseball. I saw Michael Nunn. I'll talk to you, Michael. Telling me good stories, and it was awesome to hear those stories. He's one of my favorite fighters growing up, and you guys saw him grow up literally.
That's right. Yeah, when he came out to Southern California in 1984. Right when the Olympics were, he didn't quite make the Olympics. He lost in the Olympic finals to Virgil Hill.
Correct.
But I remember Dan Goosen at the time told me, well, he doesn't get Olympic gold, but we got the diamond.
Absolutely.
Real diamond.
What a talent he was.
Duarte trying to rough up Saldivar. The fighter from Tijuana who's 2-4. Lands a right, connects, and he stays right on the shoulder of Saldivar. He's not going anywhere. We said it. Duarte is a tough out.
Yeah, this is a good effort from the journeyman, and he's scoring to the body. He's getting some of those haymakers in. And Saldivar right now, he's not controlling the distance. So whenever Duarte gets in close like that, he needs to land something to get some respect.
Thompson Boxing developing fighters for the last 22 years, one of them being Giovanni Santillan, who wins on the top-ranked card in San Diego, fight that just wrapped up. He sweeps the cards 190 twice and then 96-94. So congratulations to Giovanni Santillan fighting in his backyard of San Diego.
Yeah, he's coming along nicely. He might get a title shot.
Co-promotion with Top Rank. Stays undefeated.
He's one of those guys where the first couple of times I saw him on a Thompson Boxing card, I'm like, okay, well, he's all right. He's got a low ceiling, and now, he's at least knocking on the door at being a legitimate top 10 welterweight contender. Definitely ranked in the among the sanctioning bodies. But every time I've seen him, fight on ESPN on that top-ranked platform, he's impressed me.
Yeah, the ceiling's getting a little higher each time, isn't it?
He just broke through it.
Broke through that.
Yeah, and I think it came with a change of trainers.
Yep, he's with Robert Garcia now. He used to be here all the time in his backyard of San Diego. Taking that next step. Beautiful evening in Corona, California. Third round winding down. Anthony Saldivar controlling the fight, but he's got to work for it.
He does, because he's got a doggedly determined opponent in front of him. He's getting a little fatigued, as you can see by those wild swings.
Our first bout of the night underway. Standing room only in Corona. Coming up next is going to be Ioannis Manulidis from Greece, Athens, Greece, taking on Edgar Palacios. That'll be our next fight. So, good morning to everybody watching us in Athens, Greece. Team Manu. And that right there is Anthony Saldivar. His second pro fight.
Across the way, by the way, across the ring, I was taking a look at Duarte as he came back to his corner.
Totally exhausted.
He was completely gassed.
Yeah.
He laid over the top rope and sat there in that pose for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's the pose that an old fighter strikes after the final bell. He's got another round, man. I hope he's got something left.
He's got the MMA background. Usually they go 3 rounds in his style. So
That's true.
oh, here
You know what? He had a good round 3, though. I
Yes, he
actually
did.
scored it for him.
He's interesting. He's gonna make it difficult for you. That's why it's impressive what Nelson Oliva did for his career when he knocked out Duarte in their last fight. Because Saldivar is landing some shots here.
First question I asked Duarte yesterday, are you related to Frankie Duarte by any chance? The 1980s and 90s bantamweight in Southern California. You'd heard of him, but
the look?
No, I'm not related.
We're just coming history at the fighter meetings. Good, educate these young men. Me being one of them. Thank you for watching wherever you may be, whether you're watching on the Thompson YouTube page or if you're watching on the Thompson Facebook page.
Saldivar's got a nice style. It's hard to be impressive when you fight somebody that's so unorthodox.
It seems like Saldivar has figured out the herky-jerky style. He's really dialed in and zeroing in on Duarte in this final round.
6 fights total.
And we might be here a while.
We better not.
Yeah, fans like knockouts.
Especially on a Saturday night when there's 3 different beer stations with long lines.
Right.
It's a cool setup here in Corona at Omega Products. Food truck set up.
Oh, yeah, it smells great.
Yeah.
We have been out here outdoors on some hot nights, really hot nights. You know, up in Sacramento too. We did a couple of those fights up there.
Nothing like Sacramento in the summer at 108. Love it. And we're going up to Sacramento in October.
Hopefully it cools down.
October 8th to be exact. Oh, uppercut landed by Saldivar. Very nice. As Duarte was coming in, opening himself up, and Saldivar taking advantage.
So they were still trying to pinpoint his punches, you know. I like that.
Yeah, he's got some things to work on. He's kind of straight up. He needs to work on protecting his chin when he lets his hands go, tucking his chin, moving his head a little bit more. But I like what I see.
Yeah, he did have a good amateur career. He achieved the number 6 amateur ranking actually nationally at one point. So he's got some schooling behind him, and he's grounded a little bit.
You know, you're watching other fights. It's okay. Talk about it in the chat. PBC show on Showtime. Omar Figueroa against Sergey Lipinets.
That's a good matchup.
That's a good one. Also the top-ranked show. Venado is fighting Navarrete.
All right, yeah, Navarrete is fighting one of those twins. Yeah.
Oh, a big shot at the end. 4 good rounds. And you know, a lot of respect to Antonio Duarte.
Yes.
35-year-old veteran from Tijuana gave it his all against a young, tough Anthony Saldivar. 4 rounds. And Rich, most importantly, he gets an opportunity to get some tape, and we'll get your thoughts after this commercial break here in Corona.
Experience the world's largest compatible cordless system. Makita's LXT batteries take you from power tools to outdoor power equipment. The blower delivers power comparable to a 24cc gas model. From the job site to your home, reach speeds of 116 miles per hour. Use Makita's cordless products anytime, anywhere. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
They may call individually, but we need to make that. A lot of POs are.
Paving the way to your personal sanctuary that you simply can't stop thinking about. Find yours at belgard.com.
Live from the Hustler Casino in Gardena, California. Watch the most well-known local and international poker players take the stage and go all in. From low stakes to high stakes, the action will be wild. Tune in to Hustler Casino Live, streaming 5 days a week on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing to the judges' scorecards, we go. We have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges, Fernando Villarreal and Ron Sconcese, both see the bout 40-36, while Raul Clay Sr. sees it 39-37 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated from Ontario, California, Anthony A.J. Saldivar.
Congratulations to Anthony Saldivar, his second pro fight. And he gets the victory. He sweeps the cards, Rich Morano. What'd you like about this young man?
Well, there's something there. I think there's something there. It's pretty good. He was serious business in there. He had a guy coming at him from all angles, and he didn't know what to expect from 1 second to the next, but he dealt with it. He dealt with it nice. As we mentioned, he's got some good technique in there, so I liked it. And some kudos go to the others. I'll throw some flowers to Orte's way, too, because he came here and he gave the fans a good show. That was a nice fight. Good fight to watch.
Yeah, and he gave the kid some work. The kid got some rounds. I like his technique. I like a tall southpaw. We were talking about Michael Nunn. Michael Nunn was a super talent. This kid, he's got talent, but I think, to move to the next level, he's just going to have to get that experience and just add layers to his game. He still has that amateur style a little bit, but he's working on it.
He's definitely working on it. Good hands with Henry Ramirez. He's now 2-0. For more on tonight, let's go to the 4th member of our crew, the one and only Jessica Rosales.
All right, guys, fight number 1 for the night is in the books. But you know what? We got more fights coming up tonight and more fights coming up later on in September and October, and we're going to tell you all about those now. The next one coming up will be on September 9th. That's going to be on Pro Box TV. We will have Miguel Madueño headlining that one out of Tampa, Florida. So make sure you guys write your calendars, do whatever it is that you need to do so that way you do not forget that date. After that September 9th show, we do have September 23rd. So circle it, set an alert, whatever it is that you have to do. Do not miss it because that will be live from Ontario. Of course, you know we love to have those fights there. It is Locked and Loaded featuring Richard Brewert as the main event. And then to start out October 8th, we've got New Blood Sacramento. We'll be making all our way up to Northern California. The main event there is going to be Eros Correa. So 3 fights to look forward to coming up in the next 2 months. But this is a really cool part. I know that you guys are joining in on the conversation on YouTube. Beto is shouting you out. He's keeping his eye on those comments on Facebook. But if you're watching us on social media or if you want to post any photos to stay in the loop in that conversation, make sure that you guys are using the hashtag Thompson Boxing. So whatever comment that you guys want to say, make sure to use that hashtag Thompson Boxing so that way we do see it. We will be shouting you out. We will be answering your questions, maybe even saying back what your comments are. Whatever it is, we do want to hear from you throughout the night. Again, that is hashtag Thompson Boxing if you guys are on social media. And of course, keep that conversation going on YouTube, on Facebook, whatever it is, however it is that you're watching us, and especially if you are on that Thompson Boxing free app. Now, one of the cool things about my spot where I am over here is I get to see the fighters as they are walking out, making their way to the ring walk. Right now, we do have the Greek Assassin and, of course, Edgar Palacios. They are on deck and they're ready to go.
Here we go, fight fans. Let's get the action going. Once again, please welcome out of the red corner from La Paz, Baja California, Mexico. Here is Edgar Palacios.
Edgar Palacios ready to make the ring walk. Young man who's 3-1. Edgar Palacios Cruz to be exact. Tall fighter, 6 foot. Weighed 142 to coming in.
Yeah, there was a little bit of difference, and Doug will do this. You'll see it in a few moments on the tail of the tape. But again, some physical disparity between these two fighters for this next fight.
I like that. I like that we'll see the undefeated kid get tested against somebody who's not just more experienced than him, but somebody who brings a nice record to the ring, but also some physical advantages.
And now please welcome his opponent as he makes his way to the ring out of the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, from Claremont, California, by way of Athens, Greece, here is Yanis, the Greek Assassin Manoilidis.
Nice choice. Nice choice of walking music. All right. He gets points.
Making his Thompson Boxing debut. Team Manu, as they say it.
We've got another Giannis Greek freak here.
Exactly. That's exactly who he is. How do you spell it? It's spelled Ioannis. He made his pro debut on the Sugar Ray Leonard's charity event at the Beverly Hilton back in March. So that's one way to do it.
He looks very nice there, very nice smile. Look at that choir boy face. And but the description that I got about him was tough as nails.
Well, the Greek Assassin is his nickname. All right, so we like it. 2 fights, 2 songs with The Rock. So Doug Fisher's all happy about it. Is Sonny Franco happy though? Is he happy? Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, continuing on with the next bout of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the Super Light Division. Sponsored by Westlake Royal Stone Solutions, Thompson Building Materials, Infinity Bank, K-Town 88, and Delicious Eats in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Your 3 judges ringside, should the bout go the distance, are Fernando Villarreal, Raul Caiz Sr., and Ron Scott Stevens. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Thomas Taylor. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting under the red corner. He steps to the ring tonight with a silver trunks with blue. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 142.6 ready pounds. As a professional, he has 4 fights to his credit, including 3 victories against 1 defeat. 1 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, please welcome from La Paz, Baja California, Mexico, here is Edgar Palacio. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring under the blue corner. He steps in the ringside with the white trunks with gold. When he steps onto the scale, he went officially at 138.4 solid pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 1 win with 0 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, join us tonight from Claremont, California by way of Athens, Greece. And for all of his fans back home in Athens, Greece, Kitties, K-Kitty. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Yanis, the Greek assassin, Manuelidis. Once again, your referee in charge, Thomas Taylor, gives the final instructions.
Okay, Coach. Belt's a little high here, so I'm going to give him to the top of the letters. Belt's good here. You got my instructions in the back. Listen to my commands. Touch him up. Back.
Excellent. Veteran referee Tom Taylor giving the instructions. The tail of the tape, Doug Fisher.
Yeah, these junior welterweights, they're both young. They have equal reach, and the big advantage goes to Palacios, 4 inches in height.
Athens, Greece, and you heard Sonny Franco using his Greek. All right, here's the bad pun. It's all Greek to me, Rich Murata. And Giannis expects to make quick work, lands a big right immediately. Body work upstairs quickly. The young man is not wasting time. It's breakfast time in Athens, Greece, and they're enjoying their fighter immediately letting his hands go.
Yeah, that's a good tactic from Manuelidis. Just close the distance as soon as possible and set the tone for the bout. I like the body attack.
And he knew that there would be a lot of people watching this fight in Greece, and he did the weigh-in himself on his Instagram yesterday.
That's the way to do it, baby. Instagram Live, you go and do it. He has a following. He showed up 3 years ago to train in Southern California. Then right before a little thing called COVID hit, and he had to go back. And here he is. He's been here for 3 months. He's learning English. There's a couple words, a couple phrases. But it doesn't matter what language you speak when you sit down on your punches like that.
Yeah, he doubled up on that left hook real nice. Body and hit.
Overhand right from Giannis. Edgar Palacios is the 2nd time fighting on a Thompson show. In April, he came up short to Pedro Valencia, undefeated fighter, who we will see later on tonight.
That was a good fight.
Yes, it was.
If memory serves me, he scored an early knockdown.
Yes, he did, Doug.
So he is dangerous with that left hand, but he's got to establish a distance. He gets power at the end of his punches.
I think he's settling down here a little, Doug, because I think Giannis kind of surprised him with that initial attack in the opening seconds.
Now they're going, both fighters letting the hands go.
This is a good matchup.
Palacios is going to have to be good on the counter.
Wow. In the corner, body shot going upstairs. His team, Manu.
You know, Manu he's got very good timing, and he's economical with his punches. You like to see that in somebody who has a reputation for being a puncher or being a sharp puncher.
Well, he likes to punch. You can tell that. And his favorite fighters, he listed Arturo Gatti and Teofimo Lopez. So
goodness.
You can see what kind of style that he appreciates.
Explosive.
How old is this kid? He's dropping Arturo Gatti on you? Very nice.
Well, you can't go wrong with that, being a fan of Gatti, but those are big shoes to fill. if you're an actual prize fighter.
Mona.
That dude spilled a lot of blood.
Yeah, you might want to watch a fighter with some defense.
Yes, exactly.
Great for the fan.
I love the body attack.
In his second pro fight, we're seeing body work from the Greek fighter, Giannis.
Making use of feints. Nice jab. A very well-timed right hand. That he's beating the southpaw to the punch, to the power punch.
Uh-oh.
We told you about the
one.
counter, that he needed to be good on the counter, and that's exactly what happened.
Maybe Palacio stole that round. I don't know.
Just enough, could it be? And you said it, Doug. Gotta be careful. And Giannis, K-Town 88, the flavors of Korean and Mexican fused together. Delicioso Eats and Rancho Cucamonga.
Sounds good.
Yes, it does. Oh, that's just a beautiful shot right now. Great overhead shot by the crew. You see it, standing room only. Replays from the first round brought to you by Hustler Casino.
It was good action, a really crisp first round, and there's that counter punch we told you about. It was a straight left hand, nicely done by Palacios.
Yeah, and that happened just before the bell. But prior to this moment, it was all Manuelitis.
I don't think that last, you asked the question, Doug, I don't think that'll be enough for him to steal the round.
I agree with you. Well, at least on my very unofficial scorecard, I scored it.
But it was a big shot.
For the Greek, yeah.
All right, deciding paper says, what's up with Palacios being unable to finish hurt prospects? Was he hurt?
He was off balance. It was a good punch. But it was indicative of this matchup. This is an even matchup on paper.
Our second bout of the night here. This fight scheduled for 4 rounds. The main event being Ruben Torres and Cristian Baez. A toda la gente que nos está mirando en Venezuela, esta es la pelea estelar. 6 fights total coming your way. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the comments. We do see him. We'd love to interact with you. Giannis doesn't have a home gym. Like, what do you guys do? Like, well, we go to Robert Garcia's. We go to Henry Ramirez's, which is how they connected with Thompson Boxing.
They said he got great sparring with everybody.
Yes.
Sure. Well, between those two gyms, there's a lot of work, especially for this weight class.
With RGBA, I don't think, well, Robert was in Saudi Arabia today. Bita's in San Diego with half of his team.
Doesn't matter. There's always some action going on there at that compound.
It's great work for anybody. Doesn't look like a fighter who's only in his second pro fight. Giannis.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that. I like the development of him. And Edgar Palacios coming from Baja California. You know, there's always a huge step up when you leave Mexico and you come to the United States, as he found out against Pedro Valencia. But Alex Camponovo, matchmaker for Thompson Boxing, saw something in him, and it's the way you lose too. The battle and the resistance that you have that brings you back.
Yeah, I think both young men have a lot of confidence. They're confident in their style and their ability. I would say right now, Manuelitis, he's making his presence felt more.
Well, you couldn't get too big of much more of a disparity in styles between two fighters, but they both like their own style and they're sticking to it.
"30 seconds ago in the second round, scheduled for 4.
Manuelitis has done a good job of cutting off the ring. You can tell he's still learning, you know. But he's closing the ground, and when he's in range, he's landing the much harder punches.
Stacks ringside, Anthony Saldana. Appreciate the tweet from you. Corona watching tonight. He said, "I'll see you next week at the Resort World Las Vegas for the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame induction."
All right. Be there or be square.
Yep. Gail Lynn Falkenthal, PR Pro San Diego, watching as always.
Hey, Gail.
She says, "Omega is back, baby." Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Our next fight, Adrian Corona, getting the boots laced up. Actually, no, that's our 4th fight of the night. That's Adrian Corona. He's 9-0-1. His opponent, Pedro Valencia, who's also undefeated. That's going to be a good matchup at 130 5 pounds.
That might be the fight of the night. I can't call that one.
Oh, and if you go to my Twitter, Duran Sports, you'll see the picture I posted of myself and Doug Fisher, and a Super Bowl ring worn by one Rich Murata, and the beans are coming in Raiders.
Yeah.
What ring are you wearing, Rich?
I got the 1984 Super Bowl ring here. I was a Raiders radio announcer in those days, and Al Davis was nice enough to award myself and Bill King, my partner, with Super Bowl rings after that fantastic season here in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Raiders.
That's awesome. I'm asking a stupid question. I know fighters get their belt, and they keep it. You know, if they lose it, they give it ceremoniously, but they keep it. Do they get rings? Like, can you order a ring, like for the WBC or
WBC sometimes gives out rings.
Well, they also give out a bunch of belts too.
Yeah, that's usually reserved for the Halls of Fame.
Also, you get a Hall of Fame ring?
Well, no, when you get in the Hall of Fame, you get a ring.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of the state Hall of Fames also award a ring.
So if you go to
obviously,
if you go to Canastota, they give you.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's awesome.
And it looks like Rich's rings. They're big, man.
I wore the Hall of Fame ring here tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Good action here in the third round as Palacios and the Greek assassin are going back and forth.
Yeah, Palacios has stepped up his offense a little bit. I think that's a smart thing. He needs to get some respect.
Manu Elias looked a little bit fatigued between rounds. I was looking at him in the corner.
I agree with you. I can see it a little bit in his body language, and that's because he loads up with every punch.
Yeah, he spent a lot of energy in those first 2 rounds.
He did. He's going to have to learn how to relax a little bit. I mean, I like his energy. I like his aggression. I like his confidence, but boxing is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah, he's only 5'8", so he's not going to have a height advantage over most guys that he ever fights. So he's going to have to learn how to get close to his opponents.
Yeah, he's going to have to work a little bit harder. He's going to have the footwork, and he's going to have the work rate to overcome that height disadvantage, the size disadvantage. Which means he has to work on his stamina, because he has to have confidence in his endurance, and he's also going to have to learn how to relax during a fight, because that adds to a fighter's endurance, obviously.
Yeah, the more we go, we're seeing taller fighters within the context of their own weight divisions now all the time.
Ray Vargas. That's skeleton.
Yeah, Ray
6
Vargas.
foot, 122. Come on.
Sebastian Fundora.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's the librarian coming
Forget
at
about
you.
it. Yeah.
He can do your taxes and then knock you out.
Yep, great guy, by the way.
Yes,
yeah.
he is. He and his sister, the whole Fundora family.
Class.
It's a busy Saturday in boxing. Love it.
Fundora's his head coach, Ben Lira, is going to be in the corner of Adrian Corona, so we're going to see him tonight.
I love it. And, I was talking with Ben Lira, 81 years old. Love soaking up the knowledge of Doug. You had a dinner yesterday or lunch?
Yeah, well, that was amazing. I'm seated with, the sports writers that a lot of people in Southern California grew up reading. It was a real honor.
Oh, the mouthpiece goes out.
That was a right hand, and that.
And then it's all, you got to protect yourself at all times.
Right.
The Greek's mouthpiece goes out. Palacios jumped on it.
The two of them both stopped, and Palacios actually missed an opportunity.
Hey, I'm going to give you something here. So I was in the back talking to Palacios, trying to get some more notes on him. Tom Taylor came over to give me instructions. There was nobody that speaks English. So I translated for Palacios, and one of the things that Tom Taylor emphasized, as Nelson Davila and Eduardo Reyes are next, was that if the mouthpiece goes out, keep fighting. And I said that to Palacios, and he looked at me, and Tom said again, mouthpiece goes out, I'll pick it up when the action stops.
That's right.
And Tom said it twice, keep fighting. So Palacios understood my translations because he jumped on the Greek.
Yeah, those are the rules. The referee is not supposed to step in until there's a break in the action. To do otherwise is to put the puncher at a disadvantage. The fighter who landed the punch that dislodged the mouthpiece, it puts them at a disadvantage. It would it would stunt the momentum that they had.
They both stopped, actually.
They did.
And I think Palacios was about to hit, but he saw that Giannis had stopped.
Right.
So he
should have let his hands go. Yeah, you're right.
Fourth and final round, a tight back and forth action between Giannis Manuilidis and Edgar Palacio, the southpaw in silver.
I thought Palacios handled it well. He got caught with a good right hand. The mouthpiece came out. Yeah, they both paused, but then they did resume the action. And I thought Palacios held his own at the bell.
This doesn't look like a fighter who's 1-0 in the Greek and a fighter who's 3-1 in the Mexican. It looks like some veteran savvy fighters.
Yeah, they have good technique. And they have a lot of poise. They have a lot of confidence.
Oh, look at the updates. CX Luis and Lucy saying Navarrete is getting exposed on the Tank Rank show.
But you know, Baez brings it.
Yes, he does.
We've seen both of those twins fight. Those
yes,
guys,
we have.
They always bring it.
Mexicali, they'll come out.
Right, Mexicali, yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Lucy, it's a knockout? Who won that fight? So Navarrete wins by a knockout.
Okay. Navarrete is a beast.
That's I'm looking at the comments on YouTube.
You know, we've seen two real action prelims here tonight. You know, 2 4-rounders with the combatants in both fights
and
really brought it.
It's to be expected. That's how Thompson Boxing shows generally start out.
Lucy, we appreciate the update. Navarrete knocked out Baez with a body shot.
Smart.
This is what happens in 2022. We could be live at a fight, interact with you on YouTube as you're watching 2-3 different shows, wherever you may be. We love it. You know, we're not shy about admitting that we're watching other fights too. It's for the fight fan. We're here with you. If you're watching this, we appreciate you. Your dedication to Thompson Boxing is 22nd year of business, developing young fighters with less than a minute to go in the 4th and final round.
Hey, when they're not developing young fighters, they're just putting on good fights.
Exactly.
This is just a good fight, yeah.
Standing room only crowd here in Corona, California.
Yeah, and you know, I said we might be here for a while, and that may be the fact, but who cares? With this kind of action, I'm
it goes
all for
fast.
it. Now, that'll be great.
They don't stop beer sales, I think.
I'm impressed with Manuelitis. He's got an engine.
I'm impressed with Palacios. He's very game.
Both of them, yeah. He doesn't wilt.
That's a deceiving 3-1. Both fighters, young fighters, a lot of room to grow. Final seconds of the fight. How come I have a feeling there's a draw coming?
I think Manuelitis pulled it out, yeah, but it's
only 4 rounds.
Yeah,
some of the bigger
could
shots. And Palacios puts his hands up like he thinks he won. The Greek fighter goes back, doesn't raise his hands.
That was really excellent action.
We'll be back with the decision here at Thompson Boxing in Corona Saturday night.
If you're at this table, you know that it's more than a game of luck. You're not here for the small talk. You're here for the action. If you're at this table, you're a hustler. Hustler Casino.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing action, we have a split decision. Here are your judges' totals. Fernando Villarreal sees it 39-37 for Yanis Manuelides. Judge Raul Case Sr. sees it 39-37 for Palacios. And Ron Scott Stevens sees it 40-36 in favor of your winner by split decision. From Athens, Greece, Yanis, the Greek assassin, Manuelides.
Split decision.
I can see that with that clash of styles. I understand it, and I understand Ron Scott Stevens' shutout card. I had the same card. All 4 rounds I thought were close. I just thought that the Greek had just a slight edge in each round.
I had it 3 rounds to 1 for the Greek assassin myself. But what happens when you have the disparity of styles, depending upon what a judge kind of likes or sees, he might score. There might be a wide disparity in the scores, and I think that's how that happened.
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the end of the fight. I was like, I could see a draw just because the styles, and you mentioned the disparities, and only 4 rounds. But Nike for Yanis Manuelides. Team Manu from Athens, Greece gets his second victory. Edgar Palacios falls at 3-2, and his team wasn't exactly too happy about that. And I can, they come in.
Understandable,
understandable. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, and the president of Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, Rich Murata, here with you in Corona, California. So 2 fights done in the books. Coming up next, Nelson Oliva, Eduardo Reyes, Adrian Corona, Pedro Valencia, Louie Lopez, Elias Diaz, Ruben Torres, and Cristian Baez. It's a standing room only, sold out crowd here at the Omega Products International in Corona, California. The ring girls are going to be throwing out shirts to the crowd. So if you've never been to a Thompson show, get out here. It's a good vibe, good energy.
This is usually the part of the night when everybody in the crowd goes temporarily insane.
That's okay.
For a free shirt.
Sure. Ain't nothing wrong with getting a free shirt. What's wrong is beating up little kids for the free shirt. We're gonna have to work on some of those throws there.
Free caps too.
Oh, we got hats too?
Oh yeah.
Wait, we got merch?
Oh!
Beto, to his credit, caught a free hat and gave it to someone in the
We're
crowd.
tossing it.
See, I wouldn't do that. I would stuff it in my backpack.
Yeah. Oh, now Sonny Franco's gonna throw. Can Sonny throw? Sonny, do not throw out your rotator. No, don't do it, Sonny. That's a rotator. Our insurance doesn't cover.
Look at Sonny. Wow.
Our insurance isn't that good, Sonny. Boxing insurance is good. Ring announcer insurance, not good. All right, is Amaris gonna throw this? Come on, Amaris. Amaris V? With the chuck. All right. Good job, Amaris.
Great job, ladies. Once again, Thompson Boxing Radio. Have a great
All right, so some free swag for people after the second fight. Gloria Stefan.
Yeah. I like the musical choice during this little interlude.
Interlude here. Did you ever see Gloria in the sound machine?
I have not, but I'm ready to join the conga line here if you guys are ready.
Our next fight is Knuckle Nelson Oliva. He sat down with the Thompson Boxing cameras.
Fans, let's get the action going once again. Please welcome out of the red corner from Tamaulipas, Mexico. Here is Eduardo Dinamita Reyes.
There he is, a veteran of 27 fights. Eduardo Reyes, always a tough out. He comes to battle. He brings it every single time. He's ready to make his ring walk. Tamaulipas, which is right underneath of Texas, right on the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay.
Matamoros is a city in Tamaulipas, and they're in the Little League World Series right now. So here he is coming in, a veteran fighter.
This song that he's walking into, what's the name of this song?
It's Vicente Fernandez.
Oh yeah, so this is like the classic. This has been played like like 100,000 times, over the past 50 years or whatever.
And only at the backyard weddings too.
Yes.
We haven't even included the quinceañeras.
Well, the Chavez ring walks were always my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Did you work a lot of Chavez fights?
Yes, and with the full mariachi.
Well, Chavez
flags waving everywhere.
Chavez actually had Vicente Fernandez sing for him on a ring walk. That's like having Sinatra do your ring walk.
And now please welcome his opponent as he makes his way to the ring out of the blue corner from Fontana, California. Here is Knuckle Nelson Oliva.
A little House of Pain for Knuckle Nelson Oliva.
Nice choice. I like this kid. He's got a lot of talent. He has an exciting style. And icing on the cake, he's got a great personality. He's really good on camera and in interviews.
3-0, 3 KOs. He's also a member of the Carpenters Union. His shirt says Sin Frenos, no brakes.
Do you think House of Pain is like the most played song at sports events?
It's played a lot.
That one
especially in the Boston area.
Without a doubt in the Boston area, or also the Black Eyed Peas. I Got a Feeling. That's made a strong run in the NBA circuit for a while.
They play House of Pain, but the band plays at University of Wisconsin halftime. Along with this, and the whole stadium is jumping up and down.
We could do a show just on ring walks.
Good.
Tony Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, continuing on with the next bout of the evening. Scheduled for 6 rounds of action in the super middleweight division. Sponsored by Pronovost, Normandenburg and Ta, Western Manufacturing, Belgard, and Thompson Building Materials. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Fernando Villarreal, Raul Kais Sr., and Ron Scott Stevens. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Daniel Sandoval. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He steps to the ring tonight wearing the colors of Mexico. When he steps onto the scale, he weighing officially at 162.4 ready pounds. As a professional, his record stands 10 victories against 17 defeats. 6 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Tamaulipas, Mexico, introducing Eduardo Dinamita Reyes. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring onto the blue corner. He steps to the ringside with the blue trunks with white. When he steps onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 162.7 solid pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 3 wins with 0 losses. All 3 of his victories come to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Fontana, California, please welcome Knuckle Nelson Oliva. Once again, your referee in charge, Daniel Sandoval, to give the final instructions.
Well, these stats are obviously going to favor the younger man, Nelson Oliva. He's the younger man at 26. He's 3 inches taller, and he has the decided reach advantage.
And you saw from the 2 of them there, the body style is completely different between the 2. And I must say that Reyes looks a little soft around the middle.
Well,
a little
I'm thinking
puffy.
he's not really a super middleweight. You know, maybe if he was in better shape, maybe he could be a super welterweight.
And right immediately, wow! Reyes is just coming out the swing because he's 3-4 different weight classes above where he normally fights.
But he got those shots in.
Yeah.
Can't believe he landed that. Okay, then Nelson's got to watch himself.
You were saying fights were going to go distance. Not this one, Rich. I'm expecting Knuckle Nelson to come in and let his hands go. 3-0, 3 knockouts, 2 of those knockouts being in the first round. He comes in, doesn't mess around. Mentioned he's a construction worker. He has been pouring concrete this week. He's working in Indio, 10 p.m. midnight to 10 a.m.
Oh boy.
He's helping build a new sewer system in Indio, California. He's part of the contractor union. So he's literally doing road work at night.
Wow.
Real world.
Just goes straight to the gym, takes a brief rest, and then drives back to Indio. He had 2 days off this week. The union man, he's working, so.
Yeah, he's a blue collar professional. So I mean, you know, to do what he's doing right now in the ring, that takes an uncommon amount of dedication to the sport.
He comes in and he works. He's Guatemalan and El Salvador. Those are his roots. So he's got little flags on his trunks. And he comes in and loads up. Edward Reyes is just going to try to wing it and try to do something competitive.
If you got to work full time, get an office job if you're going to be a fighter.
Hey,
come on.
But as Henry was saying, this is a kid because he's pouring concrete, because he's doing that carpenter work. His hands are so strong. He's got Joe Smith, for example. But Joe isn't working every day. I mean, we know that he's out there taking pictures. But he worked his way up, and that's what
he did at one time, right?
But this is what the beauty of Thompson Boxing does. You develop these young fighters, and many of them have that blue-collar attitude behind them, and you come in. That was low. That was in Tamaulipas. Right back to him. That's the veteran Eduardo Reyes. You hit me with one, I'm going to hit you with one, too. Referee didn't say nothing.
And you know something, Nelson didn't even complain about it. He knew he had done one.
Now, I will give credit to Reyes. He doesn't get stopped. He's lost 8 of his last 9, but he's gone the distance with them young fighters. Of those 8 losses, 7 of them were undefeated.
Yeah, and he's giving Oliva a poker face. He's not showing any sort of pain or distress.
Yeah, he's not intimidated.
Yeah, he's
in there to fight.
Collected. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's got a big nickname to live up to, Dinamita.
Oh.
You know?
Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and the president of the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, Rich Murata. Rich, what's going on in Vegas?
Well, I'll tell you what's going on. A gala celebration of the sport of boxing, and that's going to be next week in Las Vegas, and you fans can be part of it. It's the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend at the Resorts World on the Vegas Strip. Friday afternoon, a meet and greet for fans with all the legends and champs and inductees. Friday night, big party that fans are able for the first time to purchase tickets and attend. Saturday morning on amateur boxing cards. Saturday night, the induction dinner. For tickets and ticket information, you can go to the website of the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. That's nvbhof.com. And a great time is guaranteed.
Great job. Make sure you follow Rich on Twitter at BoxingRich. And if you're interacting with us, make sure you use the hashtag Thompson Boxing. Jessica Rosales is checking out that hashtag. We're going to get your pictures. Post a picture where you're watching from, and we'll get that on the broadcast. Now, Doug, does the name Eduardo Reyes sound familiar to you?
It does.
Because between 2016 and 2018, you and I called a bunch of his fights. He fought Golden Boy prospects, Everton Lopez, Genaro Gomez, Hector Tanajara, Eric Lopez, Oscar Duarte.
Yes.
Ledwan Barthelemy, Manny Robles. We saw him all the time.
I'm having flashbacks right now.
Maybe he looked different in those.
Oh, he did. He was a little more trim, yes.
The first time we saw him at the StubHub Center, he was 130 pounds.
Yep.
Andre Berto, Victor Ortiz was the main card.
Oh, wow.
And then when we saw him against Tanajara back in 2017, actually, Genaro Gomez in 2017, That was Ray Vargas and Ronnie Rios, and dropped them.
That was quite a knockdown.
Yep. But he fought at 26 and 30, 35. Tonight he's at 62. So he knows how to take a punch.
He's taking punches tonight, though, from bigger guys than he was taking punches in those days.
Yes.
A lot more powerful.
And Oliva is getting some warnings from the referee for
pushing
late
him down.
hits.
Yeah,
pushing. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to take a point away.
I think so, because I think he hit him while he was down. Yeah.
So while he was down, Oliva, but that's borderline, because Oliva saw a fighter who wasn't all the way down.
Right.
Hey, learning experience for young knuckle Nelson Oliva.
And Reyes will benefit from the extra seconds there. He got at least a double count, basically triple count.
Oh, and Oliva comes back, lands a big left hook. That dropped him! Oh, he's on his face. Whoa, a big shot from Nelson Oliva here in the second round. And it's over. A second round KO for Knuckle Nelson Oliva. He's 4-0, all of them via KO.
Kid is explosive. He's explosive and he's accurate with his punches. Got some warnings, tonight for some, low blows, some late hits, and that kind of thing. So he does have to learn how to rein it in just a little bit. But he's got serious physical tools.
And he's got some heavy hands. And I think it's really interesting that he listed his favorite fighters as Pernell Whitaker and Terrence Crawford.
All right.
He doesn't exactly emulate their style in the ring, but I like what he showed here tonight.
So do I.
More Knuckle Nelson highlights coming to you. Thompson Boxing in Corona, California on a Saturday night.
Experience Makita's cordless outdoor power equipment. The mower is a part of the world's largest battery system and cuts non-stop for up to 2 miles. The self-propelled model makes mowing effortless. Get unstoppable power without the hassles of gas. Reach speeds of up to 116 miles per hour with the single battery blower. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
Live from the Hustler Casino in Gardena, California. Watch the most well-known local and international poker players take the stage and go all in. From low stakes to high stakes, the action will be wild. Tune in to Hustler Casino Live, streaming 5 days a week on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute 38 seconds of round number 2. Referee Daniel Sandoval puts the contest, declaring your winner by way of knockout and still undefeated from Fontana, California, Knuckle Nelson Oliva.
Hey, you see the guns right there, Rich Murata. Gun show coming out from Oliva. And one of the comments came out, Right here from Lucy. Favorite fighter? He might want to add Terry Norris to that mix.
Yes, that's right.
He's more like Terry Norris. He
Yeah.
has Terry Norris's temperament. Because when Norris got a guy hurt, he finished him.
Norris could punch.
Yeah.
No doubt. This guy's intriguing, you know, and it always catches my attention when I see 4-0 and 4 KOs. And as you can see, this was a real KO. This guy could definitely punch, and he just loaded up with everything when he had the opportunity, and it was proved to be a good finisher.
Oh, and he's now 4-0, 4 KO, Doug. We've seen all of them. Poised is one way I would say to describe him. And you know he's getting the quick knockouts. He waits for him.
Yeah, he's interesting because he's calm during the attack. He's an explosive fighter, but he doesn't lose his head. And I love the way he attacks the body. He never neglects the body.
And if you saw Reyes during the count, Reyes knew he was not going to get up. Reyes was totally conscious.
He made the effort to get on his knee.
He knew everything
He's an
that
old
was
pro.
going on and everything.
Yeah.
And he was just not going to get up.
Well, he knew he was overmatched.
One of the comments from Lucy, Manny Robles vanished after the Shu Can fight. Now, I'll tell you this, Lucy. Manny Robles III, during that fight, he was battling vertigo. Afterwards, they did a neural scan with him, and I know Manny really well. They said it wasn't worth it for him to continue as a pro fighter because he would have these headaches and dizzy spells.
Oh, yeah.
So now he's working with his father, Manny, as a trainer at their gym there in Southgate. So Manny is following in the family business. He also got his carpenter union card. So he's working that and doing a bunch of other stuff. So good for him.
Good for him.
Yep. All right, now if you're looking for Knuckle Nelson, he will be interviewed by Jessica Rosales. He's working his way over there. Let's go to Jessica Rosales, who has more on tonight's card.
All right, guys, we just saw Knuckle Nelson Oliva walk by us back here. He's with the doctor right now, so hopefully in just a bit we'll be able to grab him for an interview. But first, we have a couple of quick updates for you. For those of you who have kept your eye on all the fights that have been happening today, we have an update from San Diego. Giovanni Santillan had his fight there in front of his home crowd. He ends up going the distance against Julio Luna. Comes out on top with the unanimous decision win. He has now improved his record to 30-0. Now, for those of you that follow Michael Dutchover on social media, you guys might know that he made a pretty big announcement this week. The West Texas Warrior has decided that after 16 years and a record of 16-3, that he will be closing the chapter on boxing in his life right now. Now, he does want to continue to keep the sport in his life and wants to take all the things that he's learned and teach them to other people. He will be a coach at his former amateur boxing gym in his hometown of Midland, Texas. So we just want to say, Michael Dutchover, we wish you the absolute best in life. And just remember that your Thompson Boxing family is always in your corner and always has your back. So wishing the absolute best to Michael Dutchover. And as we said, we do have some very exciting fights coming up in the next couple of months. So we're just going to take you guys through those very quickly, starting out with September. On September 9th, Miguel Madueño, he will be fighting out of Tampa, Florida. Then coming up on the 23rd, we have live from Ontario, Locked and Loaded, featuring Richard Brewer in the main event. And then on October 8th, we'll be heading up to Northern California to Sacramento with our main event, Eros Correa. So those are the next 3 fights that we've got coming up. That is our schedule through October. And of course, we got some other fights coming. And if you're watching us right now, we do have a special guest that is joining us here at the desk right now, Knuckle Nelson Oliva. And here is the thing. I like what you're doing with your record. 4 fights, 4 KOs. I like where you're going with this. Tell us about tonight's fight, second round KO for Knuckle Nelson.
You know what? I always tell everyone the same thing. It's never intentional. I never look for the knockout, but if it comes, it comes. And when I noticed, I guess I'm a fighter. Like I thought I was more of a boxer, but when it gets high, it gets hot. So I just keep on throwing. And I really noticed that this fight, I'm gonna try to slow it down again, but it keeps on coming. So. And let him keep on coming. We're going to roll with it.
And, of course, before you ended the fight tonight, it looked as though you got a point taken off. Tell us about your thoughts on that and what happened there.
So In my last fight, kind of the same scenario. He was down, his knees didn't touch the floor. I noticed the same thing. His butt didn't touch the floor, his knees didn't touch the floor. So I thought it was a clean call, but the ref called it. It is what it is, and I had him hurt. So just the next couple punches were to put him out.
It was almost like you were saying, well, then watch this instead, right?
Yeah, I did get a little frustrated. Not that I ever do, but there comes a time when I do.
And then, of course, for you, I mean, you've been getting these guys out pretty quickly in your fights. Are you hoping to go more rounds in the future, or, are you hoping to continue this knockout streak?
I don't know. That's a tough one because, like I said, if it comes, it comes, and then the fans like it, I like it. So more knockouts, more rounds. It is what it is. It doesn't matter to me as long as I keep on fighting.
So when it comes to the future plans for you, what have you decided is probably the next step?
Probably right back here, either in Ontario at the DoubleTree or here in Corona at the Mega Production Center. But just keep on fighting, keep on racking up those wins.
Keep on racking up those wins and hopefully those knockouts as well.
Yep. I appreciate it. Thank you for everyone for watching. My family, my friends, my co-workers, everyone. Appreciate it.
You got coworkers tuning in tonight as well. What do you want to say to all them?
Thank you again. I'll see you Sunday night because I have to work tomorrow night.
You got to work again tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow night, 10-hour shift. Let's get it, baby.
I think that he deserves a night off after what you guys saw. I'm trying to help you out here. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're trying.
I got to get paid.
All right, sounds good. Nelson, anything else you want to say before we let you head on out and we go off to those next fights?
Nope. Thank you.
Well, actually, one more thing before I let you go. We're actually showing you the replay. This is your first time getting to see that knockout in real time. So tell us about that. Take us through those moves.
Yeah, we were exchanging. I saw clear punches that could land, and I just took what I could get.
So how's it feel getting to watch that back right now?
Feels good. I wanted a highlight reel.
That's another one to add to the highlights. All right, Nelson, thank you so much.
Nice talking to you again.
Great job tonight. All right, guys, coming up next, we do have our next fight that is ready to go. We got a pair of undefeated fighters, Pedro Valencia, Adrian Corona, up next.
Here we go, fight fans. Let's get the action going once again. Please welcome out of the red corner from Rialto, California. Here is Adrian Corona.
He brings a crowd 9-0-1. Adrian Corona. Wearing all white. Got the legendary Ben Lira in his corner. Should be a good matchup tonight.
And obviously, being the son of a world-class referee, he has literally grown up in and around the sport of boxing.
But don't sons of world-class referees usually become referees?
This is rare. And
where's the Cole family?
Yeah, and Ray he gets nervous when his son fights.
I saw him earlier. How you doing, Ray? Like nervous as hell.
Every fight, but with each bout, Adrian gets better and better. And I've called a lot of his fights, and he has developed into a real prospect. And I love his style. He's an aggressive technician, and he usually raises his game when he's fighting a puncher.
And now please welcome his opponent, making his way to the ring out of the blue corner from Pacoima, California. Here is Pedro Valencia.
Pedro Valencia. Mentioned that Vicente Fernandez. There's more of it. No me sé rajar, loosely translated, I don't back down.
That's the right mindset, and that is his mentality when he's in the ring. Pedro Valencia is a bull. And as he told you, Rich, he's the puncher in this matchup. All you got to do is look at their records.
And he knows it. And I think, Corona knows it.
Yeah.
10-0, 7 KOs. The 818 representing Corona. Valencia. Pacuema. That's what I got to do my Richie Valens. La Bamba reference. Young fighter, this is a good one. Good matchup. I'm really looking forward to these two know each other. Should be a good one in our fourth bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thompson Boxing Promotions continues on with the next bout of the evening. Sponsored by Westlake Royal Stone Solutions, Infinity Bank, Makita Tools, and Hustler Casino Los Angeles. Los Angeles is only a luxury casino. Scheduled for 8 rounds of action in the lightweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Fernando Villarreal, Raul Kai Sr., and Ron Scott Stevens. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Thomas Taylor. Right, fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped in the ring tonight wearing the white trunks with silver. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 134.5 solid pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated, 9 wins with 0 losses, with 1 bout even. 2 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Rialto, California, here is Adrian Corona. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue. He steps in the ring tonight wearing the white trunks with the purple. When he steps onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 134.5 pounds. As a professional, he too enters the ring tonight undefeated. 10 wins with 0 losses. 7 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Pacoima, California, here is the hard-hitting Pedro Valencia. Once again, your referee Thomas Taylor to give the final instructions.
Okay, guys, belt lines are good on both sides. You got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up.
Well, these young lightweights, they're basically the same. An identical physical matchup, same age, same height. The reach is virtually the same. The only difference is their fighting styles.
It is, and it's kind of funny because Corona says about Valencia, well, I know he has power, but I don't think much of his ring intelligence. And
hey, them's fighting words.
Yeah. And on the other side, Valencia said, yeah, he doesn't have enough punch to keep me off. So they recognize their strengths and weaknesses of each other.
I think they got the right attitude, and I tell you what, in the last Thompson Boxing show, these two got in the ring in their street clothes and they stared down, and there was heat. That was a real stare down, incredible intensity.
Yeah, normally Thompson Boxing doesn't have their opponents do the stare downs, but this one has been building up for a while. You see them coming back and forth, and great job by Kite Monroe, who runs the social media for Thompson Boxing, because the videos he would get from both of these fighters talking about it build up the eyeballs. Really looking forward to this one, as it's scheduled for 8 rounds, our 4th bout of the night.
Yeah, this is the matchup I was looking forward to the most, and this is the one where I really can't pick a winner.
Yeah.
Just flip a coin.
And you're gonna hear the crowds going for them. Both of them sell tickets. Behind us is the Adrian Corona crowd. Opposite side is the Pedro Valencia crowd.
You know, we mentioned the attitudes of the fighters in our top 3 fights here tonight, and the camps that they've been through. And Adrian Corona said, I have been pushed to the limit. I have never had a camp like this before.
Yep. He's with Ben Lira, 81-year-old Sage Yoda. Southfield Monty Teamsters Gym is where he's training with Ben.
Yes, sir.
And,
I believe in those sages. And
absolutely.
Me too.
A lot.
They bring a lot to the table. And if you're a fighter like when Adrian Corona turned pro, he was still a teenager and he had yet to grow into his man strength. He needed that. He needed that wisdom in the corner, and he needed to rely on technique that he can fall back on now as he's grown into his man strength.
The jab followed by a right hand from Valencia with the gold trim on his trunks. Valencia giving a different look, going southpaw, flicking that right hand. Is that a jab, kind of? Wow. Pawn? What is that?
I'll tell you, he's right jabbing him here and doing a very good job of it.
But he's not turning it quite over, right?
It's just ping, ping, ping.
Just enough.
Yeah.
Right, giving him a different look here in the first round.
Yeah, and Corona's backed off since he's done that.
And a couple fights I've seen of Valencia, I haven't seen him do this. So, interesting look, a little wrinkle here in the opening round, scheduled for 8.
Interesting and close first round.
Yes.
Coming up next, our co-main. That's Team Louie Lopez. He went to high school, literally down the street at Corona Centennial. He brings the crowd. He's 11-1-1. He's taking on undefeated Elias Diaz. That's our co-feature. That's next. Right now, we're watching Pedro Valencia and Adrian Corona. That's the Valencia corner, talking to their young fighter. There he is, wearing the trademark newspaper boy hat. Back when Ben grew up reading newspapers, they did exist at one point, I've heard. And, I was talking with Ben in the back, and 81 on that. Ben, how much more can you do of this? He's not doing the mitts, but he's in there game planning, and there he is, the main trainer. He's like, I got another 30 years in me. And he was dead serious. I shouldn't say dead, but he was serious.
Yes.
Because he said, I live a healthy life.
He does.
I'm in the gym every day. These kids keep me young, and they know there's no cutting corners with me. Whether it's Gennady Golovkin, whether it's Jojo Diaz, whoever it is, whether it's Adrian Corona, it's like, you come with me, we are going to work.
I just love to hear other people talk about Ben. The respect that they have for him. Very reverential.
As he said, guys use me, they don't use me. They come back, they don't come back. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be in the gym every single day.
First round, impossible to tell the way this fight is going to go.
Yeah. It's definitely a step up in competition for both fighters, which is good. At some point, Doug, you got to just say, hey, we got to challenge you. What do we got?
Yeah, this is interesting. The southpaw turn from Valencia is interesting. He is kind of troubling Corona, but we're not seeing the power from Valencia.
He's not utilizing his left hand.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if he heard it.
He has
a great point, Rich.
Oh, that's a good point.
He's not throwing it at all. He's only throwing the right hand. Look at that. And he started a right there and held up. I think Valencia's injured his hand or arm or something.
He's fighting on instinct right now.
That's a tough break if that's the case. I don't know if Adrian realizes that, though.
He doesn't look real comfortable in the southpaw stance, but he's somehow been effective in throwing that jab. He's just throwing a lot of jabs.
Okay, now he switches. He used it, but he quickly goes back to southpaw. That's a great observation. Between rounds, I'm going to go to that corner and ask. He'll throw one, but he winced when he threw that punch, Rich. Valencia.
I've seen fighters who have hurt themselves and hurt their hands and say they at least have to show it once in a while.
Right.
But there's no intention behind it, right? Just to keep you honest?
Right.
And that's a good point, Doug. You're wondering if Corona knows that he's hurt. Yeah, because at the beginning of the round, Rich, I was just like, hey, what's he doing? He's not throwing a legit, serious jab. Like, he was just poor flick.
Meantime, Corona's keeping the business and landed a solid, clean blow.
Yeah, I want to see more of Corona's right hand. I want to see if he can aim that to the body of Valencia, especially when Valencia is in that southpaw stance.
There you go. There it is. Twice.
Okay.
That can be the key to troubling Valencia when he's in that southpaw stance.
Second round winding down. I'm going to go in that corner of Valencia, find out if he's hurt.
There goes Beto.
He is starting to throw it a little bit, though, Valencia. It was just it was a kind of an odd situation when he switched around, and he just started kind of pinballing that a right jab.
Yeah, and he hasn't been as aggressive since like maybe the first half of the opening round. By the way, Rich, how did you score the opening round?
I thought that Valencia had a slight edge.
I scored it for Corona, but I might be a little biased.
It was really a tough one to score.
I noted that it was a close round, kind of like an either way round. I scored round 2 for Corona, though. Although Valencia boxed fairly effectively in spots.
Well, let's see how he comes out as we begin round 3, scheduled for 8. Valencia now back in an orthodox stance, and he goes to the jab. Maybe that arm or hand isn't hurt. I don't know. He might have done that strategically to make the switch. He just looked uncomfortable, and really for a good 45 seconds or so, he did not throw any punches.
Yeah, maybe there was something with his elbow, and he kind of works it out. Seems to be punching freely right now, nice and fast. Not loading up. And that could be because there's something wrong with him, or he just, he respects his opponent, Adrian Corona.
All right, so just came back from the corner of Pedro Valencia. The trainer tells me that he normally switches to southpaw, and that's nothing new, but he was telling him in the corner, you got to go back to orthodox and mix it up. I'm like, has he said anything about the hand? The trainer said he hasn't complained about it, but it might be a possibility.
Okay. Cryptic. All right.
Yeah, and I'm like, so have you asked him? He's like, no. Like, because he
don't
said,
ask, don't tell.
He said
policy.
because switching southpaw is something that they work on.
Okay, so that's a tactic that's just new to us. We're used to seeing Valencia being a pressure fighting power puncher from the orthodox stance.
Yep.
Now he's punching with both hands.
Yes,
So
and
he may
punching
not
with
have heard it
authority.
enough.
Yeah, nice and fast.
Valencia really enjoying a good round here.
Well, you got to bite down on that mouthpiece here in the third.
And we're seeing some of the defensive craft and technique from Adrian Corona. But Corona's going to have to answer back. It looks like Valencia has assumed command of this bout here in round 3.
Also, Rich, sometimes when you are injured, the pain kind of dulls, right? And you just deal with it. I mean, it doesn't stop hurting, but you just something you got to fight with, right?
Yeah, but he is throwing it with power now, which,
like that one?
It makes me think he's not injured. It was just an odd-looking switch up, and he looked uncomfortable in it.
Regardless, we're still in a good scrap here between Valencia and Adrian Corona. Corona with the blue gloves. Blood from the nose of Corona. So not many punches thrown by Valencia, but when they do land, taking a toll. Like there's people in the crowd giving advice, and he looked over like,
yeah, he nodded, yeah. Well, this is interesting. We're seeing Pedro Valencia box effectively.
Would that be the fight you were not expecting to see?
I was not expecting that. I was expecting to see a lot of pressure and a lot of power punching.
We're headed to the 4th round. See, they're not even addressing the hands. I guess maybe we're doing something wrong here. But regardless, though, it's a different strategy than what we expected.
Yes.
He didn't look bothered at all by the hand in the corner, anyway.
He looks poised. He looks like he's relaxed.
frankly, I liked it from his standpoint and from the perspective of Valencia being effective when he did go on the offensive there and he unloaded. I thought it was better for him.
Yeah, I think that's his natural style. He can box effectively, but he looks kind of awkward.
Ana Gabriel, Gallo de Oro jamming. There we go, to the 4th round, scheduled for 8. Pedro Valencia, Adrian Corona. Coming up next, Louie Lopez, Elias Diaz. Then the main event, Ruben Ace Torres and Cristian Baez. Now Corona coming on the offensive to start this round.
Yes, Corona has stepped up his aggression, and he will do that.
Dick, didn't you and I call his fight at the Tom Lawler's 360 show?
Yes, we did, yeah.
A fight that was ended in a draw, right?
Yes, at the Avalon. At the Avalon in Hollywood. And I remember after that fight thinking, well, maybe the kid might hang it up. Maybe his father will tell him, hey, listen, look, you've had your fun. You've experienced being a professional fighter, but this game isn't for you. But we had to take into consideration, you know, he was like 18 or 19 years old at that time.
Yeah, he looks different tonight.
Oh yeah, he's grown a lot. He's grown physically and he's matured a lot.
And we also saw him on St. Patrick's Day, the Quiet Canyon show.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Yeah. He just dawned on me right
in
now.
In Montebello.
Yeah.
And he fought well.
Yeah, and he looks different. They're grown up, and also, as fighters progress in their career, the dedication that they apply to the craft.
Yeah, I think he's even more dedicated, and I think he's hitting harder. You know, he only has 2 knockouts to his credit, but that's not indicative of what he's hitting with right now. He does have some power. He does have some pop.
He's been known as a slow starter, and so this might actually be kind of the point where he's jumping off now and enjoying a good round.
Yeah, and he's been battle tested. He's been in some really hard 6-round bouts and a couple 8-round bouts against more experienced fighters that really put it on him. So I do expect him to, you know, to keep his tempo up and to fight hard over the second half of this fight, if we see those rounds.
You know, Valencia said, you know, that I've got a fan-friendly style, and he wants to. His goal in coming out of this fight was that he can headline Thompson Boxing cards in the future.
I like his ambition. That's the right mindset. And they're going tit for tat. This is a competitive round. It seems like Corona has taken command, though. Or at least taken away the momentum that Valencia had
in this
coming
round.
out of the 3rd round, yeah.
Good round. Back and forth action between Valencia and Corona. In Corona.
This is not for you. Not anymore. Modelo, baby.
Modelo.
Deliveries here ringside. I know there's a Corona in the ring, but we're drinking Modelos here.
Quality in the cups, quality in the ring.
There it is. Absolutely. Standing room only crowd here, Corona,
Attention, please.
California.
Are you the best veneer mason in Southern California? If you are, you could win $3,000. Join us here at Omega Products International Saturday, October 1st for the Veneers Masters competition. For more information, please visit the merchandise table near the gate. Once again, you have a chance to win $3,000 if you think what you already have to be the best veneer mason in Southern California. October 1st on Saturday, we hope to see you here.
Bethel Duran, Doug Fisher, the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine and the president of the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, legendary Rich Murata here ringside on 4th bout of the evening. And Dougie, what's the new cover that just came out? Like on Twitter, people are making some noise.
So yeah, it's the State of the Game issue where we do a review of all of the divisions in boxing, and we choose, like, you know, the matchmaker's dream in each division, and the matchmaker's dream for the lightweight division, obviously the 2 most popular lightweights, which is Gervonta Tank Davis and Cain Ryan Garcia.
Oh.
And it's a fight everyone's talking about. It's a fight that Garcia is actively lobbying for, and we'll see if the business of boxing will allow this fight to happen. I certainly hope so, because I think.
Well, it would be big business, so why wouldn't the business allow it?
Right, that's the point. It's a great stylistic matchup on paper. It's explosive. Both guys are in their prime. Both guys are boxer punchers, and they tap into different markets. It would be a huge fight. It's just the business. It would do great business, but it's the business of boxing that kind of keeps those fighters divided, unfortunately.
Well, that's the line. It would do great business, but it's the business of boxing.
Yeah, I wrote the cover story, as a matter of fact, and that's the topic that we addressed.
Good action back and forth here in the 5th.
Yeah, nothing dividing these guys.
Back and forth is the operative statement, due to the fact that, there are times when one guy seems to be establishing the style of the fight. It goes for 30 or 45 seconds, but you can't sustain it. The other guy comes back and it looks like he's establishing.
I like that. Yeah, the other fighter either makes adjustments or just pours on more effort.
Overhand right landed by Pedro Valencia.
And these are going to be difficult rounds to score.
Yeah, so I'm going to pass on that and leave it up to Doug.
Yeah, while you were getting information from the corner of Valencia, Beto, I asked Rich how he scored the opening round, and he said he gave Valencia the edge, and I gave the edge to Corona, so it's that kind of fight.
And I can see both.
This round is hot. This is tit-for-tat stuff here, this 5th round.
You see the growth of both fighters from where they started their pro career. This is the kind of matchmaking you get, Thompson Boxing. You can't give them baby food too long. Got to find out what you got. The left hook landed by Ray Corona's son, Adrian Corona.
I think Valencia is more effective as a right-hander. He seems to be spending the majority of the time in the southpaw stance, but I think he's better off when he's right-handed.
Yeah, if his hands are healthy, I think he should fight this fight orthodox.
Listen for the bell, gentlemen.
5 rounds in the books. Our main event tonight from Venezuela, Cristian Baez. He's bringing that Spartan attitude as he fights for the U.S. for the first time. And Ruben Ace Torres, the main event here tonight.
I got to tell you a little story about Torres. My daughter watches these fights when I'm on.
She's a real fan. She's a fan of Dad.
Okay. Right? She never talks to me about the fights. She never mentioned. A few months ago when I did a Ruben Torres fight, she called the next day and said, Dad, I really like that Ruben Torres. He is really good, isn't he? So now here's someone who's not a boxing fan who clued into that.
Hey, she recognizes real talent. And I'm jealous. My daughters never watch these broadcasts.
What's on to watch Ruben Torres?
They have no interest in Daddy.
Hey, they deal with the comic book. That's enough.
Yes.
Pedro Valencia. And this is a shout out to the legendary Tim Boxell. Where did he start his career? Back in 2017? At the Escape Bar in Tijuana. Fought there a couple times. It wasn't no big punch, but he also did fight at Bar La Oficina, the office.
The office.
I was working his way. Now here he is on a Thompson show. Adrian Corona, 9-0-1. He turned pro in 2018 at the Avalon in Hollywood, the fight that you were talking about, Doug Fisher.
Yep, a lot of 4-rounders at the Avalon. He always put butts in the seat. Always gave an honest effort.
What do they call Hollywood Fight Night?
Hollywood Fight Nights, yes. Mr. Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions.
Yeah, that was a good show with you, Seta Conte,
Steve Kim.
Flushy Flash.
Oh my gosh, yes, Kevin Kelly. Oh
Kevin
my goodness.
Kelly on there.
Former featherweight champ. Never at a loss for words.
He's still going.
Yes, he
I'd
is.
like to see a battle between the Flushing Flash and Michael Nunn.
Or how about Paul Malignaggi? Head into the mix. That guy can talk. Great energy. And these guys are fighting. I tell you what, Valencia's fighting with some good energy right here. you said it, Rich, and I'm going to repeat it. He needs to be the aggressor. Yeah, come forward. No need to switch stances. Fight from the orthodox stance. He has power in both hands, regardless of the stance, but I think he lets combinations go better from a right-handed stance.
Approaching a minute to go in the 6th round. Valencia and Corona. Working our way towards the main event of Ruben Torres and Cristian Baez.
Corona's at a power disadvantage here, so he's just got to throw more punches.
Exactly.
He's got to be a volume puncher.
He has to outwork Valencia. And it's not easy because Valencia's got a battery. When he wants to let his hands go, he can be a high volume puncher.
Thank you for joining us wherever you may be on the Thompson Boxing YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. Or on the Thompson Boxing Facebook page. I'm checking out the comments on the YouTube.
Oh! Valencia is catching Corona with some hard shots here in the final 15 seconds.
And Corona's backing off.
Yeah, he may have been stung by some of those shots. Corona's got to protect his chin a little bit better.
Ramblin' Ralph Velez checking in. Shout out to Dougie and Rich. Ramblin' Ralph, were you wearing sunglasses inside the other day? Is that what I saw on social media? Boy, looking good, Ramblin' Ralph. Excellent ring announcer in Arizona. All right, did Figueroa lose? I see that's coming up. And make sure you use the Thompson Boxing app. Android, iPhone, we got it all for you. So download the app, you get all the information, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the Facebook, follow the social media account, do it all for you. The evolution of Thompson Boxing in its 22nd year. There's a wrestler babe. She was a wrestler in college. She's also 5'11". Mars V showing up. Ring Girls are now sponsored by Hustler Casino, where Ace Torres was playing some poker there the other night.
I saw that.
Well, I saw the video, but he played it earlier in the month.
Who was that?
Ace Torres playing some poker.
Really?
Also, Ryan Garcia was playing poker against the pros. He tried to plug win all in against a dude on a $50,000 pot.
You know who used to love that poker was Jerry Buss. Who used to play over in Hollywood Park. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor, well, you worked for him for foreign boxing.
That's right. You know, it was Dr. Buss who basically gave me an opportunity to do pay-per-view for the first time. When Tommy Hearns was doing
when he fought Virgil
Hill in Las Vegas, they had a meeting, and of course the people were going, well, who are we going to get for the talent for the show? And it was Jerry Buss who said, let's give Rich a chance.
Well, that's awesome.
Awesome.
See, well, Dr. Buss knows talent.
He came up with the idea of...
He really does.
And we'll leave it there. Did he come up with the idea of pay-per-view?
No, this was
that fight, you mean?
Yeah, for that fight.
This is in the early days of pay-per-view because I think it was 1991.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was long after George Foreman fought Evander Holyfield. That was like the first really big pay-per-view. TVKO.
I worked with Freddie Pacheco and Al Bernstein that night. Was the
fight doctor, Freddie Pacheco.
Yeah, but I watched that fight live at a professor's house. Well, I think my last year of college, or my third year of college.
G Funky Boxing in the 916 checking in. Appreciate you. Halfway through the 7th round, Valencia Corona, neither fighter separating.
Corona's going to need to back Valencia up, and he's going to need to get some respect. He's going to need to land some punches that Valencia is going to take notice, but also the judges are going to take notice.
Oh, our good friend Linus Esquire watching us 1 a.m. in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
Still going. He was watching Saudi Arabia. He was watching Florida. He was watching San Diego, and now he's watching Corona. That is a man. And he's got an 8:45 tee time.
Oh, my gosh.
Gamer.
Shout out to Linus Esquire.
Also, the chat is checking in. Real Ernie Green on Twitter.
What's up, Ernie?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah, that's a good group right there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you called it tit for tat, and that's what we got to get.
This is tit for tat. It really is. I like the effort I'm seeing from Adrian. I'm not saying that he's swung momentum in his favor. I'm not saying that he's taking command of this fight, but he's answering a little bit. He's doing better than he did in the previous round. By the way, after 6 rounds, I had this fight even 57-57.
Corona, as he walked back to his corner, he gave a little shrug with his head like he was a little disappointed.
Well, he's got to shrug that off. He's
Yeah.
got one more round, and I think he needs to really, actually both guys really need to dig deep. They need to empty the tank in this 8th and final round. As it's anybody's fight. It's very close. These have been difficult to score rounds.
I'll tell you one thing, Valencia does not switch back and forth right-handed to left-handed the way Terrence Crawford does, which is the most seamless guy that I've ever seen.
Right, I've never
switch
seen it.
from left to right. You can't even tell he's doing it.
He's better at it than Marvelous Hagler. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Who was like the original, for me, like the OG switch hitter in boxing.
8th and final round of action. Adrian Corona, he's got the blue gloves. Pedro Valencia, he's got the white gloves. They're both with an O on their record.
Oh, they're doing it.
Empty the tank and go.
Yeah. Both men are going to try to close the show.
Valencia was talking to the fans to the right side of his corner again right before the round started.
I admire that kind of like relaxation, you know, just to be able.
Well, you know, Beto says this is the interactive
sure
card.
Yeah, but not when you're in the ring.
Yeah, you don't want to distract yourself, but I do think it's kind of cool when a fighter can. You know, Floyd Mayweather used to do that. He used to talk to the commentators.
But he was also controlling the fight like
yes, he was.
nobody's business.
Yeah.
Floyd saw 3 punches coming at him at once.
Well, can anyone take true command here?
Unanimous
Very interesting how the judges score these rounds. Because nobody's really done anything to separate themselves during the round. You'll see one fighter control half of it, another one control the second half.
Yeah, and I don't think I've seen either fighter hurt.
No. No big shots have landed. Fight. 2 young fighters putting it on the line.
Our referee has had a pretty easy go of it in there tonight.
Yeah, Tom Taylor. Yeah, one of the best in the business. A minute to go in the fight. What I have loved is seeing the growth of Pedro Valencia and also Adrian Corona from young fighters fighting their way at 4-rounders, willing to take on this fight.
This isn't even a fight. This is a.
They both have spent a lot of energy in this fight. You can tell by neither man really launching a final assault.
Yeah, it's all they can do just to hold their form. I like the way Adrian blocks shots on with his gloves and his arms, but I wonder if that might cost him. If like some of these punches that he's blocking, one of the judges might think that he got caught.
And that'll do it. 8 solid rounds between 2 young fighters putting it on the line. Pedro Valencia, Adrian Corona, respect to you.
Close fight.
Coming up next, Louie Lopez, Elias Diaz. Local fighter from Corona, Louie Lopez, Elias Diaz. We'll come back with the decision here in Corona.
the world's largest compatible cordless system. Makita's LXT batteries take you from power tools to outdoor power equipment. The blower delivers power comparable to a 24cc gas model. From the job site to your home, reach speeds of 116 miles per hour. Use Makita's cordless products anytime, anywhere. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
If you're at this table, you know that it's more than a game of luck. You're not here for the small talk. You're here for the action. If you're at this table, you're a hustler. Hustler Casino.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 exciting rounds of boxing action, to the judges' scorecards we go. Fernando Villarreal sees it 79-73. Raul Caiz Sr. sees it 78-74. And Ron Scott Stevens also sees about 79-73. All in favor of a winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated from Pacoima, California, Pedro Valencia.
Pedro Valencia sweeps the card. Valiant effort from Adrian Corona, who loses for the first time in his career. Valencia stays undefeated now, 11-0. There will be an interview with Valencia and Jessica Rosales coming up. Doug, I'm gonna start with you. How did you see it before we get to the card?
I saw a different fight. I thought it was tit for tat, all 8 rounds. It could have gone either way. I had it 77-75 for Adrian Corona. I thought it could have been 77-75 for Pedro Valencia. I didn't think Valencia was in that much control for like a 79-73 card.
Yeah, that was
maybe 78-74. I can see that. It depended on what you liked, but I thought it was a much closer fight and a harder fight to call.
I was watching Corona in the corner before the decision, and there was no sense of elation in the corner. Like times when you say it might be that both fighters think that they won. I didn't really get the feeling, and looking at Corona in the corner, that he really felt that he had won the fight.
He accepted this loss, and that's fair.
All right, Jessica Rosales is in the ring with Valencia. Take it away, Jess.
Improving his record to 11-0, keeping that undefeated record intact. Pedro Valencia, let's talk about tonight's fight. 8 rounds of very exciting boxing. Did you expect it to go the distance?
We always expect to go the distance. It's boxing, you never know, you know. Everybody can have a tough fight. I had a tough fight.
No, we did see you a couple times switch into that southpaw stance. Tell us about that strategy. It feels like you didn't do it as much later on in the fight.
I saw it in the beginning fight that it was working, so I started using it more, but then I saw you started adjusting to it, so I had to switch back. And yeah.
And of course, we did have a crowd here for you tonight. We heard people that were cheering for you. What do you want to say to everybody that came out? We've got people back there clapping, people over here clapping. What do you want to say to the fans?
I appreciate everybody that came out here tonight, showed me support. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. I'll send it back to you guys.
Oh, Corona, California. 2 more fights to go. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and Rich Murata. Standing room only crowd. Beautiful summer evening in Corona, California. All right, Rich, Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. More details on it. When is it?
It's next Friday and Saturday night, the weekend induction. It's got 4 events, 2 on Friday, a meet and greet and a VIP party that fans this year can buy tickets to. Then on Saturday, a free amateur boxing show that's going to be a cracker, really. Those have been very popular the last couple of years. And then the big induction gala, which will take place on a Saturday night. We have an all-star cast getting inducted. Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., Fernando Vargas, James Toney, Michael Nunn, Andre Ward, Julian Jackson, Miguel Cotto, Azuma Nelson. I mean, it's a wonderful wonder. And somebody you'll appreciate, Jerry Eisenberg.
Oh,
being
okay.
Inducted.
In his,
great writer and author.
In his 90s and still going strong.
That's right. So we're looking forward to it. You can go to nvbhof.com, nvbhof.com for your tickets.
All right, and I got to ask the dumb question. How do you get all those people to show up at the same time? Like, I mean, what's the coordination for this?
Let me get Keenan Wright to the ring,
easy.
please. Keenan Wright,
I kind of
ringside,
stepped
please.
back from that area after a couple of years of that. It's a very daunting task, and this year more so because COVID knocked us out of 2 years of having inductions. So this year we're jamming 3 inductions into.
That's why so many. Okay.
We named one very small class, which was the 2021 class of Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather. They were the only 2 in the class.
Yeah, that's the voice of Rich Murata. Doug Fisher, the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine. Doug, when you look at some of the state of boxing right now, summer has been hot. We mentioned all the different cards that the promoters are putting on right now, but it continues to turn as we head towards the fall. Some fights, I mean, they're in talks, right?
Keenan Wright,
there's
ringside, please.
talks. I mean,
Keenan Wright to the ring.
We had a tremendous heavyweight championship fight today from Saudi Arabia. Alexander Usyk defended his unified titles and also won the vacant Ring Magazine heavyweight championship since Tyson Fury has retired, or so he says.
Well,
who knows?
Keenan Wright
He might
to the
come
ring,
back.
please. Keenan Wright, ringside, please.
If he comes back, that's great. We'd love to see Tyson Fury try to solve that puzzle that Usyk presents in the ring. Next month, we've got the trilogy. We've got Canelo Alvarez going up against Gennady Golovkin. And Gennady Golovkin past his prime, 40 years old, but still the #1 middleweight in boxing, challenging for the undisputed super middleweight titles.
All right, Senator Franco, who we got?
Okay, fight fans, let's get the party started once again. Please welcome from San Diego, National City, California. Here is Elias Diaz.
San Diego's own Elias Diaz. Second time fighting in the United States. San Diego, he's undefeated, 11-0, a big challenge tonight. He steps up in competition, very confident young man in his ability. He comes in as the B-side.
But he's the undefeated fighter. So obviously he's entering this ring with a lot of confidence. Does not know how to lose as a professional.
He's walking in right now. We've had 4 fights in the books, 2 more to go. This is our co-feature, Elias Diaz. So shout out to everybody watching us in San Diego.
Well, Alex Campanova said it. You know, he said basically Diaz is putting it on the line. He could have picked an easier fight. Chose not to do it.
And now, please welcome his opponent as he makes his way to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, from Corona, California, here is Louie Lopez.
Oh, a little freestyle for him.
Yeah.
When I hear music, oh, come on now.
Debbie Deb?
Get the Aquanet out, Doug.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, snap.
This is old school.
What a jam right here. Louie Lopez.
He's got his game face on as well. And I really enjoy watching this young man fight. And he's somebody that we've called a lot of his fights, and we've seen the progression with him. We've seen him add layers to his game. I think Henry Ramirez is doing a great job with him.
And you see the fan reaction he was getting over there. And from what I understand, he sold about a quarter of the tickets to tonight's card.
He's a local kid, right?
And he could have sold more. Coming in from Debbie Deb. This song was out when Rich Murata was calling Raider games in the Super Bowl. Come on, Sonny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present the co-main event of the evening, sponsored by K-Town 88 and Delicioso Eats, Bellegarde, Makita Tools Rule the Outdoors, and Hustler Casino, Los Angeles' only luxury casino. This bout scheduled for 8 rounds of action in the welterweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Fernando Villarreal, Raul Cais Sr., and Ron Scott Stevens. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Daniel Sandoval. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting on the red corner. He stepped in the range line with the black trunks with gold. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 146 pounds even. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 11 wins with 0 losses. 6 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from National City, San Diego, California, here is Elias Diaz. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped to the ringside with the brown camel trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 146.6 already pounds. As a professional, he has 13 fights to his credit, including 11 victories, with 1 defeat and 1 bout even. 4 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a fighting pride of Corona, California. Here he is. Please welcome Louie Lopez. Once again, your referee, Daniel Sandoval, will get the final instructions.
You receive my instructions in the dressing room. I want a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up. Let's go to war.
Hey, not a lot separating these young welterweights. Louie Lopez is the younger man at 25. Elias Diaz has the height advantage by 2 inches. Their reach is identical.
And another tough one to call.
Absolutely. I like the energy. A lot of pent-up energy in these corners, man. These guys are ready to let loose.
Bethel Duran, that was the voice of Doug Fisher and Rich Murata on the broadcast here. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you interact with us. Use the hashtag Thompson Boxing on Twitter. Louie Lopez, undefeated. 11-1-1. Elias Diaz is undefeated. But it's easy to say that Lopez has faced the tougher competition in his career.
Absolutely.
Diaz has 1 fight in the United States, and that was last year at the DoubleTree Hotel in Sacramento. Not a Thompson show, but it was a DoubleTree. Believe it or not, other people can use the DoubleTree in California.
Okay, guys, excuse my ignorance. Where's National City?
To the east of San Diego.
Okay. And California's a big state.
Yeah.
a lot of cities, a lot of towns. Don't judge me.
It's in San Diego County.
Okay.
It's like saying I'm from LA, but Inglewood.
Right.
Like that.
Gotcha. National City. So San Diego area.
Yeah, so his squad is wearing Padre hats. Louie Lopez from Corona played football for the Corona Centennial Huskies. He was a linebacker in high school.
Yes.
And he tags Elias here in the first round. Digging is Louie Lopez.
Lopez is looking nice and loose.
Yeah. Early in his career, he would come in so thick.
He would be, and he would be tight too. He'd be straight up and down. I'm seeing head and upper body movement. I'm seeing some feints.
Yeah, well, he's got a stand-up style. He still holds his hands up high. But when he's at his best, he's throwing combinations.
Correct.
He goes body and head with those combinations. He'll go right, left, right with just to the body.
Yeah, I like the upper body movement I'm seeing from him. I like the footwork. I like the in and out. But it's still his trademark aggression. And you're absolutely right, Rich. He's a stand-up 1-2 boxer who will go to the body. Operates out of a high guard. He's a stalker. But we're seeing some more wrinkles from him. And that's evolved, really, I think, since his loss, that one loss. I think every fight after that loss, he's added something to his game. I've seen a little bit more to what he can do in terms of his physical tools and in terms of his style.
And the fighter from San Diego, Diaz, lands a shot of his own.
Diaz has got a really quick left. He's got some nice hand speed, Diaz.
Lopez only loss was to the Avatar Saul Bustos in 2020. After that, he's put 3 fights together in a victory side. Good opening round, scheduled for 8 in our co-feature. Thompson Boxing. Oh, DJ gonna stay with the freestyle?
I tell you can count the number of dull rounds tonight on no hands.
Yeah, you're right. Every round has been heated. Every round has been competitive.
No hands. There you go. Ah, Rich, I love working with you. Good flow, good flow. Rich Murata, legendary. Doug Fisher, legendary. Nothing Duran, driving.
Hardest working man in broadcast.
Absolutely.
Because we got bills to pay, just like these fighters.
Yes.
That's the corner of Elias Diaz, and you see that Padre Brown cap in the corner. 6'9", coming strong. Second round underway. So for Louie Lopez, in 2019, he had a draw against DeMarcus Layton. And in 2020, he had a loss to Saul Bustos, and that's something that Henry Ramirez has talked to us about, how the development of fighters at a Thompson show, you get fed guys earlier than if you were with a different promotion because the time period is faster. It has to be for the development.
That was good work Lopez got against Saul Bustos. Yeah. No shame in losing a decision to that dude. That guy's a tremendous talent.
Well, there's a reason that Bustos having trouble getting fights because of his style. He's 15-0-1 now. Standing room only crowd, Omega Products International in Corona, California.
Lopez will need to tap the body. Diaz has a lot of hand speed and he can move. He can stick and move if he wants to. So if Lopez is going to slow that down, he needs to tap the body, take some wind out of Diaz's sails.
Both these guys are attempting to take control of this fight.
Attempting, a great word right there, because neither of them doing it.
They're throwing meaty blows.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is scheduled for 8. It'll be interesting to see if we go. Because they're both starting to sit down on their punches.
Right. Lopez, I thought, had a good first 2 minutes in that first round. And then Diaz just seemed to kind of all of a sudden get into the fight.
We're in Corona, California. But we got people watching us in Bytom, Upper Silesia, Poland. Believe it or not, we got the message from Szymon W, SZYMONW. We appreciate you watching on the Thompson Boxing Facebook page.
I hope they're enjoying the show. Oh,
absolutely.
Man. Diaz got in with the right uppercut, followed with the left. He's fighting with the swagger and confidence of an undefeated fighter.
Listen, these guys, neither of them are known as great knockout punchers. I mean, they're not, but they've got power.
Yes.
And they're throwing some rock-like shots here against each other.
I think Lopez needs to get his jab going.
John Johnson watching us in the 562 in Long Beach, checking out the fights. Appreciate you. I'll meet you at JoJo's one of these days. Final seconds of the second round. Oh, a good left from Diaz, the fighter from San Diego.
I was wondering who won this round.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
and there it
Diaz.
is.
Yeah, he swayed him with that hook.
Louie Lopez with Henry Ramirez in his corner. Eyes wide open. Get caught like that at the end of a round.
They're having a hell of a conversation over there, the two of them.
Henry's a fine young trainer. You forget that he's still in his early 40s, how long he's been a trainer.
He's been around forever, yeah.
He's been bald forever, too. But he's...
I think he was training Chris Arioli when he's like 8 years old.
Yeah, right. Must have been, yeah.
Yeah, did a great job getting Chris to the championship level.
Yeah, they had a good run.
And Henry's been on the upset side, too. A lot of the PBC shows Henry goes to, guys come in as an opponent, and they're leaving with their hands raised. It's a great job developing young fighters, one of them being Richard Brewer.
Yeah, he's got a good amateur team as well.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen him ever without the Dodger hat? Do we know what color his hair is?
I've seen him with the Rams hat. Big Rams fan. Big fan of Sports Talk Radio. Oh, you get messages when I'm working at ESPN Radio. Hey, I'm listening. I'm like, shouldn't you be in the gym? So yeah, my amateur class starts in 5 minutes. I mean, like just like we were talking about Ben Lira earlier fight, how the veterans around, they see so much, but you know, anybody can train the world champion and have one guy, but it's about the development of these young fighters, and you continue to grow, bringing them from the amateurs to a pro, or just bringing them as an amateur to a fine young man. Two good fighters in the ring right now.
Jeez, this is tit for tat.
Oh, a good left hook by Lopez.
What a hook.
Diaz ate that and stayed on his feet. So he's showing a chin. He's been caught a couple times.
That was the single best punch of the fight.
And Lopez needs to tap that body. Because he's in with a fast, confident boxer who has nice, sharp technique. So he wants to take that energy. He wants to take away some of that wind from Diaz's sails. Attacking the body is the best way to do that. Nice jab. Yeah, nice jab from Lopez. He needs to find his jab in this match. And it's difficult because Diaz has a nice fast jab himself. Oh,
a slip.
Lopez was a sportsman. He didn't pull the trigger.
Daniel Sandoval referee jumped right on it. It's warm and a lot of sweat on that canvas in our fifth fight. The sweat pouring off of each other's bodies.
If we see any more of that, we could have someone going in to wipe down the ring.
Nice hook landed by Diaz. Wasn't a lot of power behind it, but it was nice and clean. This is a really compelling matchup of styles, but mainly a confrontation of willpower between these two young men. Oh man, they gotta watch that spot.
They're gonna have to have someone come in and take care of that.
Maybe they can do that between rounds.
10 seconds to go.
That's dangerous.
And it's right on the center logo.
And neither fighter has imposed his will on the other. It's very close stuff.
And the commission is going to jump into the ring. They're going to have jumping in there. We got, look at our squad. Thompson Boxing crew, commission, team effort, wiping down that sweat in the middle of the ring. Teamwork, do what you got to do. Yeah. Hey, Fight Star, Supreme Boxing. Seconds out, Pheno Boxing, True Boxing Heads. We appreciate you sharing the broadcast tonight from Corona, California.
Both these guys have real confident looks on their face right now. And I kind of read a lot into facial expressions and body language in the corner.
Toby Bartlett watching in the UK. What's up, Toby?
What time is it there?
Is it time to watch some fights?
I guess so.
8 hours difference.
Sure.
Francisco Salazar. Adrian Corona lost unanimous decision to Pedro Valencia. Now they want the corner cleaned. Daniel Sandoval's on the corner.
Too many ice cubes. Gotta get that out of that is dangerous.
And if you're here for Ruben Torres, he's coming up next in the main event. Fourth round scheduled for 8.
Diaz trying to be a little more aggressive and back Lopez up in this round.
Diaz's corner is asking him to find angles. So don't just go straight in. Step to the side and let those body shots and left hooks fly.
Dougie, do you want a fight report from Francisco Salazar?
Of course.
He said he's driving his daughter around, hoping she falls asleep. Hey.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
Hopefully she falls asleep from the car ride. Not because these fights. This is a good one right here between Louie Lopez and Elias Diaz.
Louie Lopez going to the body. I think that's the key.
And we haven't seen as much of it in this fight as I've seen him do before, but he's showing a little of it in this round.
Yeah, he's having some trouble getting in close because this guy is so fast and so sharp. And his will, I think Diaz's will is just as strong as Lopez's.
Pushes him through the ropes. I like what I see from Elias Diaz. You know, usually when a fighter is 9-10 fights in Tijuana, you wonder what we're gonna get. Looks like a solid fighter.
Now this guy can fight, man. I like him. He's got some real good technique.
He had 125 amateur fights, won 100 of them.
You can see it. You can see it in his form. He's got a good foundation.
A lot of them fights in Tijuana too because of COVID, the pandemic. He's fighting down there. Like I even told him, like, hey, even I went down to work at Big Punch Arena, baby. I made my debut down there.
Did you?
Oh, I worked one fight.
Oh, what was it like?
I took Jessica Rosales.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that.
We got paid in cash.
Yes.
With a rubber band.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And Jessica said, Beto, what are you doing to me? Like, don't worry about it. Don't pasa nada. Hey, but those kids do come to fight down there. They scrap. The Tim Boxeo specials, they say.
Boy, this is another tit-for-tat round.
Technically, these guys do a lot of stuff right.
Yeah, really do. There's a lot going on.
You know, chess match often has a kind of a derogatory connotation, but not in this fight. You know,
well, this is high speed. This is high speed chess.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's entertaining. Yeah.
They are thinking in there, and they're carrying out their plans.
And you see the upcoming fights. Thompson Boxing working with Pro Boxing Florida. Miguel Manueno will be on that card. And then September, Doubletree. October, Sacramento. Make sure you download the Thompson Boxing app for all the information on upcoming shows, interviews, behind-the-scenes work. Brought to you by the Thompson Boxing crew. Shout out to California, Joe Pahar. On the ones and twos, the wheels, the cameras, the audio, all that good stuff. You guys must think like, oh, we got a big old production crew. Nope. 2-man doing it all. Shout out to the camera squad. Bringing you these shows on social media. 5th round, scheduled for 8. Tight action, back and forth.
You guys think it matters who's the aggressor round to round between the two? Because they've taken turns in that role.
I think Lopez has been the aggressor more than Diaz has.
And
Diaz has been aggressive in spots, and he's been effective as an aggressor and as a boxer.
Coming up next, Ruben Torres against the Venezuelan fighter Cristian Baez. That'll be our main event here from Corona, California.
2 lightweight punchers.
As Rich Murata said in an open almost 3 hours ago, that he was going to expect some rounds tonight.
Oh, yeah.
What was that number you had, Rich? Everybody goes the distance. Everybody has winning records.
Well, the records are almost identical.
Yeah.
Like they have
18-0 against 18-1. Here we got, what, 11-0 against 11-1?
Yeah, equal experience. They're young. They're hungry. They're ambitious. They're confident. And we're seeing that. We're seeing a clash of 2 young welterweights in their physical prime.
If you want to move on to the pro box or the show box or whatever show you want to get onto, you got to fight your way out of the Thompson show.
When we talked about that with a lot of the fighters on tonight's card, and Diaz is another one. He said, I'm 28 years old. It's time to make my move.
It is. He's right. And he's fighting like it. He's fighting with a sense of urgency.
How do you spell urgency? With E-R? That's old Michael Thompson, the former Laker. He said on the Laker broadcast I was working one time. He's like, oh, you got to have the 3 E's. Effort, something else, and the most important one, urgency.
Right.
Effort, energy, and urgency. Like, ooh. That's like the scene from Animal House. He's on a roll, just let him go.
I think this is another hard to score round. I had the fight even 38-38 after 4 rounds.
I can see that, definitely see that.
But Lopez did a couple of real nice maneuvers there.
Oh, his footwork has improved so much, Rich.
Ernie Green sends this tweet. I love Louie Lopez walkout song when I hear music by Debbie Deb. Memories of Rainbow Roller Rink in North Tonawanda, New York. That's a deep pool right there, Ernie.
Okay.
You guys, where's National City? Where's North Tonawanda? Rich Murata, when's the last time you seen Bruce Springsteen?
It's been a few years. I'll tell you, it's been, I think, since about 2016. 2017 maybe was the last.
What's wrong with you?
In Phoenix, yeah. Well, COVID. COVID knocked everything out, man.
So he hasn't been touring?
You're right. He starts again in February.
All right, I'm going to go to a Bruce show. Just because if you work in sports, especially in baseball, you got to be a Bruce Springsteen fan.
Yeah.
Those curmudgeon writers will tell you, Bruce. There you go. Well, we're going to go. I'm going to go with Rich Murata to see Bruce Springsteen.
Next year, got a year-long tour next year.
Stadiums?
Yeah. Well, U.S. in the beginning is going to be arenas, then in stadiums in Europe, and then stadiums back in the United States.
Is he going to do a Liverpool?
He's got 2 or 3. He's not in Liverpool. He's got 2 or 3 concerts in England, 1 in Birmingham actually, and 2 in London at Hyde Park. They're going to do one of those big 100,000 fans a day at Hyde Park.
I got to go see a fight in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That's an experience.
it better be Usyk against Tyson Fury, right,
Oh,
Doug?
wow. That would be something else.
Worth the trip.
And any of you who believe that Tyson Fury is retired, welcome to boxing.
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back.
100 million to go to Saudi Arabia or Dubai.
You know what? But for right now, let's appreciate that we have a heavyweight champion as talented and gutsy as Alexander Usyk.
Oh.
What a special talent.
Yeah, it was fun to watch the heavyweights this afternoon.
Put on a show, and these young welterweights are putting on a show.
They've just been so all business in there. I mean, the intensity on both of their faces, no funny business. As I
It's not like the referees don't have to separate these guys. They don't have to really get involved. These guys are here to fight. They're here to put forth 100% sincere effort.
And the effort is to the body this round from Louie Lopez. You're starting to see some redness on the sides of Elias Diaz, the fighter from San Diego. Both these guys have shown they can take a punch. Let's say the conditioning and the body work, if they can start chopping.
Both guys are showing that they're versatile as well.
Yeah.
We're seeing Lopez's lateral movement in this round, and I'm impressed.
They're both kind of fighting their own fight. Usually, you get one guy will force somebody to fight another fight.
Yeah.
To fight his own fight. But these guys are both being able at times to establish their own styles in there. Most of the time. And it's just all business. It's like Angelo Dundee, I heard him say on one fight telecast one time. Ain't nobody mesmerizing nobody, ain't nobody doing nothing to nobody.
Yep. Angelo Dundee.
For your quadruple negative there.
Nothing wrong with that. 6th round in the books. Guys are fight between Lopez and Diaz. All right, what are you guys saying on YouTube? Let me look at some of these comments. Okay, now they're saying that Fury's gonna duck Usyk. Shoeshine Boxing, hey, you're always with good comments. Shout out to Shoeshine Boxing. Coming up next will be Ruben Torres and Angela Alcala. Watching in Tijuana. She's going for Team Buddy, Team Lopez.
You know, if Fury fought Anthony Joshua with just the WBC title on the line, it would still be a huge event. Sure. In England, it'd still be a mega event. If Deontay Wilder crossed the ocean and took on Anthony Joshua.
Wait, didn't Deontay, he's fighting somebody?
Yeah, he's returning in mid-October against Robert Helenius.
Okay.
It's a solid opponent for coming off back-to-back stoppage losses.
And we've got Andy Ruiz going against Luis Ortiz.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
is that next month?
That's pretty significant.
September 4th at Crypto Arena. And Deontay actually visited Luis Ortiz recently at his training here in Southern California.
I like Andy in that matchup. I got to go with the youth.
G-Funk Boxing. Fury will fight Usyk. Yeah, it's called money. Lots of it.
There'll be a lot of two-way predictions on that. Two-way betting on that.
G-Funk Boxing. Wilder Joshua is still a big fight.
Absolutely. They don't need any titles on the line for that, because that is just a shootout.
That's a knockout.
Stylistically, that's a fight that's going to end in a spectacular knockout, and there's going to be a lot of drama.
I like
the opening
this.
bell.
Shoeshine, I like it. Time for Undisputed at heavyweight.
Meantime, these guys are engaging in a red-hot 7th round.
Yep. Body work from Lopez, left and a right. You can hear the thuds here in the 7th round.
Absolutely.
And those take a toll late in the fight.
But Diaz is not wilted.
Yeah, credit to both fighters on their conditioning and the stamina and fortitude that they're showing tonight. These guys are fighting just as hard in the 7th round as they did in the 1st round.
Lopez here in the 7th with body work and starting to go for that uppercut. A different wrinkle here in the 7th round. Stop with the head, honey.
And remember what I said. Lopez's key to victory in this is the body attack. He's got to attack the body, because that's going to slow Diaz down a little bit.
There's those combinations to the body.
The Ozarker checking in. What's happening?
What's up, Ozarker? Shout out to the 417.
Yeah. That's right, Doug is from the Ozarks. He knows.
Oh, yes.
Have you watched that show, Doug?
First season. It's too intense. That show's too intense for me. It literally stresses me out.
Keep on going, baby. Just like Louie Lopez and Elias Diaz are going. Back and forth action here in our co-main. What about the co-main in today's heavyweight? Hrgovic and the Chinese fighter.
That was a fun 12-rounder. Yeah.
Fun.
I thought maybe Big Bang Zhang, I thought maybe he won that fight.
I did too. I thought, in my opinion, he won.
Yeah.
As I told somebody who asked me, hey, how should I bet this? A friend of mine who's a casual boxing, he said, the odds are interesting. I said, because I was watching the earlier show on the Zone, I said, stay away from it because some of the judges' scorecards in Saudi Arabia have been been all over the place.
Yep.
Because he wanted to bet the Chinese fighter.
Yeah,
He
two of the
texted me later.
scorecards. Yeah, two of the scorecards had it 115, 112, which means they had 8 rounds for Hrgovic, which was ridiculous.
Ruben Torres coming up next, our main event against Cristian Baez. Saludos a la gente que nos está mirando en Venezuela. And even the scorecard in the main event. I believe Doug even cursed on his Twitter account.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah.
What up, Glenn Feldman?
Man, I don't. The less said about that, the better. Good fight, but definitely the right man won.
Cheer the fighters on this is the 8th final round.
It's just when you go to countries that don't have the recent traditional boxing industry, I'm always cautious about. Even though they're having judges that are from, they had an English judge, they had a British, Ukraine judge, an American judge. Something's always funky.
Yeah. Joshua, he was the challenger, but he was still the house fighter.
8th and final round, Louie Lopez, Elias Diaz going back and forth.
And what's really amazing is the two have maintained their speed. And the speed of hand is still incredible.
Yeah, as well as the punch output.
Lopez, does he have another gear in him?
He's trying to out-flurry Diaz if he can, especially when he goes to the body.
Yeah, he's starting to slap a lot with these punches, though. I'd like to see Lopez turn those shots over. Get more respect from Diaz.
Pablo Mejia, saludos. En Venezuela.
Diaz is trying to push Lopez back. He's still got that sharp jab.
Vallejo, California watching. Ray Fernandez rooting on Henry Ramirez. Empty up the tank, Rich. Right now for these guys?
Yeah, I think they've been emptying it since round 1.
Well, whatever dot you got left, let it go. Oh, Lopez with the right. Uppercut from Lopez.
Yeah, both guys were launching a right, and Lopez beat him to the shot. There's a nice right cross from Diaz landed.
Yes.
Yeah, Diaz has got to fight back because that shot by Lopez got his attention.
I think Diaz is having a pretty good round here.
Yes, he is. This is how the fight started. It looks like it's going to end like that in a minute. Less than a minute to go in the fight.
I like the forward marching aggression from Diaz.
Crowd is into it. You can hear it around us.
They should be.
Man, good action. Good action.
Two guys who are easy to root for, as people.
Yes.
Look at Louie. I mean, nice, humble, hardworking kid. You hardly even notice him if he's in the room, I mean.
They come out, put on a show for the fans. They let it go from the opening bell, and they're gonna let it go to the final bell. Lopez and Diaz, Thompson Boxing in Corona. 8 good rounds. A lot of respect between the two. Ovation from the crowd for both of the fighters. Louie Lopez for Corona, Elias Diaz from San Diego. Interesting to see how the judges have it. And we'll come back with the results from Corona.
They may call individually, but we need to make that. A lot of POs are.
Paving the way to your personal sanctuary that you simply can't stop thinking about. Find yours at bellegarde.com.
Experience Makita's cordless outdoor power equipment. The mower is a part of the world's largest battery system and cuts non-stop for up to 2 miles. The self-propelled model makes mowing effortless. Get unstoppable power without the hassles of gas. Reach speeds of up to 116 miles per hour with the single battery blower. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
Live from the Hustler Casino in Gardena, California. Watch the most well-known local and international poker players take the stage and go all in. From low stakes to high stakes, the action will be wild. Tune in to Hustler Casino Live, streaming 5 days a week on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 exciting rounds of boxing action to the judges' scorecards, we go. Both Fernando Villarreal and Ron Scott Stevens both see the bout the same, 77-75, while Ron Clay Sr. sees about 78-74, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from Corona, California, Louie Lopez.
Louie Lopez gets the victory. He improves 12-1. He had to work for it, as somebody said on the let's see here. Both these guys are tough. The Ozarkers said that.
Ozarkers know.
Yeah. Toby Bartlett, shout out to the matchmakers, you're right. Hyro, this was a grinder. Absolutely. That's a great way to describe
I thought it was a fair decision.
Yes, fair scorecards.
Lopez had an edge in the fight.
I had it 77-75 for Louie Lopez.
Nope.
Diaz fought well,
He
right
did.
in there.
I scored the final round for Diaz.
It was
Put in the effort. Yeah.
First time he's had to deal with a defeat now tonight. He didn't complain about it up there. He basically applauded.
Elias Diaz, heck of a showing for him. His first time on a Thompson show, he loses. But Doug, I definitely want to see this young man again.
Yeah, same here. He can fight.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like his style. He's a boxer, but he's an aggressive boxer with a lot of athleticism.
All right, the winner tonight, Louie Lopez. He has a big crowd, so Jessica Rosales, you better speak up. His crowd is here for him.
All right, you guys, before we get this started, Louie Lopez fans, let me know where you guys are at. Make some noise. All right, Louie, congratulations on the win tonight. Obviously, having your fans here tonight, being in your hometown, there's got to be some pressure to not just win, but to look good also. But tell me about how much that changed your game.
Oh, it was a little nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up this morning. I had a little bit of anxiety, but I had to get over it, just like any professional does. We don't quit. We come out here and we show out, and I had to do that in front of my people.
You guys hear that? You guys made him a little bit nervous today, but he got that W for you guys, getting the win. Obviously, 8 rounds going the distance, a very hard fight. He really made you work for that win tonight. Tell me about which round do you feel you did your best in? It really felt back and forth the whole time.
I thought like the first 4 rounds, I thought I really had myself. I let him get away in the 5th and the 6th, so I had to pick it back up in the 7th. He came hard in the 8th. I give it to him. He came in shape and he came with it. But I had to just, stack up and just do what I had to do.
And of course, after a hard-fought win like tonight, what is next for you? What are you hoping will be that next step?
Hopefully get another one by the end of the year. Take a little break after this. I've been fighting pretty often. I fought this month and 2 months ago in June, so I want to give my body a little break, a couple weeks, and then get back in there hopefully at the end of the year and make a name for myself next year for keep at it.
Sounds good. We're going to have the camera turn with us just a little bit so that way Louie can take a look over here at his fans. What do you want to say to everybody that came out here tonight and supported you?
Team Lopez Army, let me hear you. I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting me, man. I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. I do this for you. Thank you guys. I love you.
Louie, congratulations on the win tonight, guys. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be back tonight. All my fans, all my friends, all my family that pulled up, thank you for showing up. It's going to be a great night full of fireworks. I'm not going to let them out that ring to make it 10 rounds. So we've been in camp since February, baby. Just making sure everything's staying sharp as far as my weight, as far as, getting stronger, feeling into my body. I'm only 24 years old and already at 18-0 with 15 knockouts. So just staying sharp is always something to learn. We're definitely going to show it tonight. We're ready. Going through sparring with tons of dudes. We had to bring in lefties in the camp. Once we found out we were going to go against a lefty, but it's nothing new. We've been here before. I know he's got pop. I know he could crack, but I don't think he's ever been in there with somebody like me at my caliber. I definitely think he's not ready to take my power. And even if I got to box him, he's still not ready for that. Salute to everybody that's bought tickets, everybody that's bought a t-shirt. I appreciate y'all. We couldn't be here and couldn't do this without y'all. Gracias a todos los que los apoyan. Muchas gracias por comprar camisetas, boletos, los que están mirando por televisión. It's going to be a great night, and I appreciate all of you.
Después de tanto tiempo inactivo, para mí es un placer volver al ring y un honor.
It's really a pleasure to be back. I had a little time of inactivity in my career. I am thankful for this opportunity to basically restart my career. It's a new day for me. It's a new day for Cristian Baez.
En realidad nunca me alejé del gimnasio. Siempre he estado en
I never stopped training, even though I wasn't having any activity. I kept on working. I wasn't preparing for a fight specifically, but I was getting ready always, and I was maintaining my weight and myself in shape. Once I found out that the fight was going to happen, there was no way back, and I just made some adjustments, our training, our sparring, and just prepared to make the weight.
Yo creo que
I think all of the fighters that are on this card tonight want to showcase themselves. Everybody is going to be fighting really hard to do better for themselves. But what I can do against Ruben Torres, I know he's a good fighter, but he lacks the experience, and that's where I'm going to take advantage of it. There's no way to say it. I'm going to use my experience against him, and that's going to be the difference for the fight.
Bueno, yo creo que decirle que gracias por el apoyo. Antes que nada, gracias a Dios, a mi familia que siempre me ha apoyado.
First of all, I want to thank God and my family for always being there for me. And to all the fans that have supported me throughout, just want to let you know that Cristian Baez is back. I just basically put my career on pause. But today is a new day, it's a new beginning, and I'm going to be victorious tonight. I know I will be victorious.
Here we go, fight fans. Let's get the action going. Please welcome out of the red corner from San Juan, Venezuela. Here is Cristian El Espartano Baez.
Making his U.S. debut, the Spartan, Cristian Baez. He's got it all going out. Coming into some Daddy Yankee. Somos de calle, I'm from the streets.
Oh, wow. He's got headgear.
Oh, he's doing it all. Doug, I went in the back. I went in the back to talk to him. You know, while he's getting his hand wrapped? Had it on the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
wait, he had that mask on while he was getting his hands wrapped?
Doug?
Okay.
He had it on.
Oh my God.
He tried to do everything, the weigh-in and photos and everything. I'm like,
yeah.
So you know me being a smart ass. I'm like, so this a new look? He's like, yeah. I'm wearing it just for this fight. The Spartan, Cristian Baez. He's like, because I'm going to war. Yeah. I have that attitude. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But it's also like 110 degrees inside that warehouse. I know you're sweating. Go, Sonny.
And now please welcome his opponent as he makes his way to the ring. Out of the blue corner from South Central California, ladies and gentlemen, here is Ruben Torres.
Ow. I was expecting some Nipsey Hussle, which you usually have too.
Good, man. The message. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to shout out to a lot of the fighters today.
That's real old school right there.
The music's been good today, huh, Rich Murata?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm learning a lot.
These kids have walk-in game, man. No, the props and points, of course, to Ace Torres for this one.
Broken glass.
I hung in there till House of Pain. That was it.
All right, if we have some Grand Funk later on.
Yes.
Or some Steely Dan coming your way.
Uh-oh.
Maybe some Yes.
That's what I was listening to on the way over here.
Way to know your audience. Here we go, main event time. Sonny Franco, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present the feature attraction, as this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Executive Officer Andy Foster, Chairman of Peter Villegas. This bout sponsored by Thompson Building Materials, transforming places into beautiful places with locations throughout California. By Westlake Royal and Stone Solutions, stone veneer that redefines versatility. By Omega Products International, the leading stucco manufacturer in the USA. By Belgard, pave the way. By Makita, rule the outdoors. And last but not least, by Hustler Casino, Los Angeles' only luxury casino. At ringside, your timekeeper, Keenan Wright. Ringside physicians, Kelly Tucker and Andre Guerrero. Your three judges scoring this bout, should it go the distance, are Fernando Villarreal, Raul Kais Sr., and Ron Scott Stevens. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Thomas Taylor. 10 rounds of action in the lightweight division. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Omega Products International Outdoor Arena in Corona, California, where battles are fought and champions are made, ladies and gentlemen, let the battles begin. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He steps to the ring tonight wearing the white trunks with black. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 136.8 already pounds. As a professional, he has 19 fights to his credit, including 18 victories against 1 defeat. 17 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight from San Juan, Venezuela, here he is, Cristian El Espartano Baez. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped in the ring tonight with the white and black trunks trimmed with red. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 136.6 solid pounds. As a professional, he steps in the ring tonight undefeated. 18 wins with 0 losses, 15 of victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome from South Central Los Angeles, California, here he is, the undefeated Ruben Torres. Once again, your referee in charge. To give the final instructions, Thomas Taylor.
Okay, belt line's good on both sides, gentlemen. Got instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times.
All right, let's see how these lightweight punchers match up. Ruben Torres, 6 years younger at 24, 4 inches taller at 6 feet tall, and he has a slight reach advantage.
We get ready to go in our main event here, Thompson Boxing in Corona, California. Ruben Ace Torres, trained by Danny Zamora. And one special message to Danny's wife, Lisa, who's watching from the hospital. She's been there for 3 weeks. Lisa, we wish you the best and a speedy recovery with your battles. And I know that Ruben is a young man that's special to the family, is pretty much his family with them, as Danny Zamora had him since an amateur. Now here is a pro with a record of 18-0, 16 KOs. And Doug, Ruben Torres, if you're watching him for the first time, a few years ago when he was the first or second fight on a bout, Steve Kim texted you and said, hey, there's this kid you need to keep an eye on. And every single fight, Ruben Torres continues to impress.
Yeah, Steve was right. Steve's got a good eye for talent. I think Steve told me that Torres reminded him of a young Diego Corrales, in that he's a tall, stalking boxer puncher, but somebody that is very comfortable on the inside. He doesn't always fight tall, even though he is tall at 6 feet. He's got that kind of power where he can get in close and whack guys out with short hooks and crosses.
I think the Corrales for you, Rich, that's a special one for you.
Oh yeah, well, you know, I love the Diego, lovely relationship. I have so much admiration for what he accomplished in the ring, and you know the comparison with him and Diego, I think, is valid. You know, I was even just in body type and what they do in the corners before I was watching him while he was being introduced. The only thing missing was the shimmy.
Yeah,
the
right.
shimmy in the corner.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes Torres reminds me of another Thompson Boxing product, and that is Louie Lopez.
I see
who
that.
was a tall, rugged, lightweight who could box, he could punch, but he has that athleticism that Josecito had in his prime. But tonight against Baez, he's in there with somebody with a southpaw with power and decent hand speed. So he's got to be careful. He's always dialed in, but he's in there with somebody who can punch with him.
And Baez lands a left, a hook. The southpaw was 18-1, 17 KOs, and I think he tagged. Oh, and he did.
That was a good punch.
Oh,
Yep.
Spartan making his U.S. debut, has tagged Ruben Torres, and Torres is hurt for the first time in his career here in the first round.
Yeah, Torres is in there.
coming in, and they're watching him in Venezuela. He has a following. Torres, how will he respond as he gets hit for the first time, and he's challenged for the first time in his career?
Well, he responded immediately very well in that he immediately held. He grabbed him and held on. He knew he was hurt, and he stopped and gave himself a few seconds respite.
Oh, it's warming up here in the main event. Spartan Cristian Baez has upset on his mind, and Torres wore it. This is the first time I've seen his chin checked.
Well, this is the first time he's been in with a fellow puncher. If you look at Baez's record, it almost mirrors Torres. As a matter of fact, Baez has more knockouts. But power aside, what Baez has that could be troubling for Torres, apart from the southpaw style, hand speed. He's got very quick hands, and he's a good counterpuncher.
I saw the fight that he lost, and I thought he should have won.
I thought he was winning that fight. He ran into something stupid.
Right, exactly.
That was the fight against El Venado Baez.
Oh, you might have called that fight.
It was in Mexicali. I didn't do that fight.
Oh, okay.
But El Venado stopped him. That was in 2019, the last fight that Baez has had.
Yeah.
So he took a break. He said, well, the pandemic being in Venezuela, I couldn't get fights.
Yeah. So like I said, Ruben's got to be extra dialed in, extra careful in there. He's faced a variety of styles, and he shared the ring with some tough customers. But tonight he's in there with somebody with quick hands and almost equal pop.
Yeah, and at that time, Venado Baez wasn't known.
Right.
He got his name when he rocked Gabe Flores Jr. Yeah, so we knew this. It was going to be a test for Ruben Torres, and after he got rocked, he got very quiet, and we're in an outdoor venue.
Right.
Oh! Torres left hook! Oh! He didn't go down, but his glove touched the canvas, and Ruben Torres answers the call here in the second.
Yeah, Torres happy about that. Happy to get some revenge for that opening round.
Baez, it was interesting, smiled and nodded in a sign of respect, like, yeah, you got me. That was a good one.
Yeah, forget the jab. These guys are just going to low haymakers, huh?
Oh, this is
Torres touch. Torres gets caught.
Yeah, Torres can't get overconfident in here.
No.
Both guys down in the second round.
Yes, Baez is dangerous.
Torres is bleeding from his nose. His eyes are really wide. He got tagged halfway through the second round. Scheduled for 10? Nah, it ain't going.
Well, usually at some point in every fighter's career, 99% of them, they're going to face this moment. Ruben Torres was rocked in the first round. He's been dropped in the second round. He's got to answer some questions here tonight.
If you want to graduate from the Thompson shows and get onto the Showtime, to get onto the DAZN, you got to get through these fights, because you can't go to that level with not being tested. We've seen many guys where the records are 21, 22, padded. They get hit for the first time. They don't know how to react. So we'll see what Ruben Torres can do here in his fight, the main event.
Well, Torres even said, he said, this is the strongest challenge to me to date.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that the guy that's coming here tonight is not coming here just to collect a check.
And Baez is just cocky in that ring, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And he's confident in his counter-punching ability. But these guys they're both very quick. They both have quick release with their punches. I think Ruben needs to establish the distance and get his jab going. I know it's not easy against a southpaw fighter.
You don't want to trade with this guy, right?
No, not this early. Not this early. You want to soften him up a little bit.
Well, one of the things that Torres has always been able to do is break a guy down, round by round. Increase his edge a little each round, but not so easy tonight.
All right, to educate me, Doug, how does that get scored?
9-9. Both guys hit the canvas, so it's they both lose a point basically. So I have it 18. I have it. Baez is ahead in this fight by 1 point because I scored the opening round for him. So I have it 19-18 for Cristian Baez.
Tell you, you can feel the tension in the outdoor venue.
Baez, this is pretty interesting. He hasn't fought in 2 years. I thought that inactivity might rear its ugly head tonight,
But he looks sharp.
It did not.
No, he looks really fast. He looks fast, he looks sharp. I think Torres is giving him opportunities fighting as aggressively as he has in these opening rounds.
Oh, they're loving this on YouTube. Heck of a fight back and forth. Third round. Both fighters, they didn't go down, but their gloves touched the canvas in the second.
Yeah,
They were
both guys.
rocked.
Yeah, they landed good punches that knocked the other off balance. Neither guy seemed seriously rocked or rattled. But they, I think both lightweights have to have a healthy amount of respect for each other.
Ironically, I think the shot that Torres took in the first round that rocked him was actually the most telling blow of the fight so far, and that's the most anybody's been hurt, more so than either of the two knockdowns.
Baez keeping his hands really low, a smirk on his face the entire fight, not respecting the young Ruben Torres.
He wants to get into Torres' head.
Yeah, he's playing those games, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, big
Nice
right hand from Torres.
Yeah, that was a nice right cross. Well timed from Torres.
Both fighters with the Everlast MX gloves.
And it's a good idea for Torres to employ some lateral movement. The one guy that beat Baez, he was very mobile.
Yep.
Kept moving until he found the right shots. But he didn't start loading up with punches until like the 4th or 5th round.
And it was basically one shot.
Yes,
although
it
there
was.
It ended up being 3 knockdowns.
Yeah.
But it was one shot.
But he was looking. He started looking for that one shot like after 3 rounds, like in the 4th and 5th round, after Baez slowed down a little bit.
And that fight was in Mexicali, so
Yes.
Baez was on the road.
Well, there are many of us out there, myself included now, who feel that Ruben Torres is a very special talent and has the ability to go to very high places in the boxing world. But he's facing a crisis here tonight.
Yes, he is. He's in with a real opponent. A main event worthy opponent.
And Doug, you know what? I just looked at my notes. I brought it up. You're right. I did call that fight.
I thought so. It was a Golden Boy promotion.
It was a Golden Boy promotion
One of their
show.
Facebook shows.
Yep. It was Diego De Loya was the main event. Roger Gutierrez was on the card, and that's where I first saw Camarón Cepeda. He's going to be fighting Jojo Diaz November 5th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's going to be a good lightweight clash.
So that was a card that Golden Boy matchmaker Roberto Diaz put together, Mexico against Venezuela. And I'm looking at my notes now, and you're right, it was a fight that Baez was winning. And he got caught, and you're right.
He's a good boxer. He's going to be difficult for anybody because he's a southpaw, and he's fast, and he can punch. And he's got that swagger.
Main event time in Corona, California. The tension is still there with the crowd. Usually a Ruben Torres crowd is fired up, making noise, yelling stuff that we should be apologizing for on the broadcast.
Right, yeah.
Not today.
They know their guy is in there with a threat.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? That's the way it should be. This is the main event. This is a 10-round fight. Torres has a minor title. He's got one of the WBC's straps.
Yeah, one of the youth belts.
Okay.
Hey, you know what I'm noticing? I didn't see this before, but Ben Lira, the Sage Yoda, is in the corner of Ruben Torres.
I like that.
And in that round, it wasn't Danny Zamora talking. It was Ben Lira from outside the ropes talking.
Good.
Torres, I think, looking at the start of this round, just looks to be getting back to boxing basics. Get his feet planted firmly, come forward, jab a lot, and let everything flow off the jab.
Whereas Baez, Rich, it looks like he's just loading up every chance he can on that left.
Well, he's emboldened by what he's been able to accomplish so far. He hurt Torres in the first round. He dropped him in the second round.
And Torres has to remember not to just stand in front of this guy. Give him angles if he's going to be aggressive and come forward. And if not, in the center of the ring, he needs to move.
Rosa Payan checking in for Team Torres. Jin, 408, go Cristian. Relentless. Why do you guys keep putting relentless for him? He told me his nickname is El Spartano. So if the Torres or the Baez crowd can let me know. He is relentless, no doubt. Ruben Ace Torres, 18-0. 16 KOs, or 15 KOs.
Baez got that right hook in. Yep. Torres is gonna have to keep his guard up. And Torres has got to be ready for his own counter punches.
Ah, I got it. Okay, the Relentless is the name of the gym. Where's the gym at? Where Baez is training?
Is that a San Jose gym?
I tell you, this is the most interactive show you can work, baby. You got questions about a guy? We got the people watching. Relentless Boxing in Santa Clara. All right, there it is.
Clara, okay.
There it is. Appreciate everybody checking in, leaving the comments. Left Venezuela, he's training in Santa Clara.
Torres getting on top here, but the one thing he's got to be careful about is not getting reckless. He's having some good moments in this round.
He is, but he's also leaving himself open in spots. He's got to be careful about that. Can't forget it. He can't forget his jab. Just at least touch him on his way in.
The taller fighter too. All right, shout out to all the Relentless crew checking in. All right, now I'm asking another question. So how does a guy from Venezuela end up at Relentless Gym in San Jose, right behind Levi Stadium, actually in Santa Clara? You go a lot of places, Bridgman. The Niners home?
I'm liking this lateral movement from Torres. He's not being stationary.
He's boxing.
You don't want to be stationary in front of a counter puncher.
Daniel Ochoa, saludos in Blythe, California, on the Arizona-California border.
Baez was dropped by Golden Boy, and that led to some of this inactivity that I don't know if they were still holding paper on him for a length of time, but...
Yeah, it might have just been the pandemic.
Yeah, that was right before.
But you know, Torres, he kept active during the pandemic.
Well, that's because of Thompson Boxing. They got creative. They built a studio right in that Omega Products International behind us. Beto and I, we called the fight in July, I think, of 2020. I think it was 110 degrees up in there.
Yeah, we all made flyweight that day.
Yes, we did.
But it was where Thompson built, it was 3-2-1 boxing, where they built a ring literally right next to the stucco. Here at Thompson Omega Products International, in a way to keep their fighters active.
They did. Yeah, so I think Ruben fought 3 times that year.
Coach Eric and Coach Arturo Quintero are Team Relentless. Shout out to them. We appreciate you interacting with us. Let us know. We're in the 5th round. Both fighters' gloves touch the canvas in the 2nd. Back and forth. Action here. Our main event. We're done with 4. What is Doug Fisher's unofficial scorecard? We're going to get it for you right there. 38-37, huh, Doug?
Yes. Yep, I scored the last 2 rounds for Torres. So he's pulled ahead, but just by 1 point. You see Baez trying to be a little more aggressive, a little more proactive. He's on his stalk, he's on the hunt. We're going to see if Torres can punch and defend on the fly.
Well, it's an immediate answer by Baez, because I think Torres, it felt like he was taking control in that last round.
This from Julio Arroyo. Doug, if successful tonight, how many fights is Torres away from getting into the rankings?
A fight or 2. Just needs to fight like a name, somebody like, a former champion, or, a respected veteran, like a veteran fringe contender or something like that. But he's in good position. He's just outside of the top 10. We've had some new additions because guys are outgrowing the 135-pound division. Teofimo Lopez moved up and moved out of the ring lightweight rankings. So guys like Frank Martin and what's the guy's name? Michael Rivera have just come in at number 9 and number 10. And I think Torres is right outside of that. And you know, Ryan Garcia says he's not going to fight at 135 anymore. Well, if he stays true to his word and he stays at junior welterweight, then he'll move out of the ring lightweight rankings, and we'll have room for another new face.
Editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher. The pace is definitely slowed, and now there's more respect between the two. More boxing. Oh, nice. Big left.
Straight left. Wow.
And Torres wore that.
Yes, he did. I think he saw it coming, just kind of stepped back just enough. Take some of the edge off that shot, but here's another one.
Big shots again from Cristian Baez.
Baez is having a good round. I think Ruben's got to get some respect.
The southpaw is Baez.
You know, the old timers say, you know, the kryptonite for a southpaw is a well-timed right hand.
Well, he took that better than he did those big shots in the first and second round, but nonetheless, these are crisp, clean punches.
Round
Very
5.
easy for the judges to see.
Yes, round 5 belongs to Cristian Baez.
Solid round.
That was a rough last minute for Ruben Torres.
Yep. And Shoe Shine Boxing, the soundtrack tonight, straight from Yo MTV Raps. A little jock jams for you. We're taking you back to your prom, right? Yep, and the tension. The pro heavy Ruben Torres crowd as Ben Lira works on him. The outside, Danny Zamora talking to him. Team relentless for Cristian Baez. He walked in with that Spartan helmet, fighting with that Spartan attitude. As we head to the 6th round, Beth Durant, Doug Fisher, and Rich Murata squad here in the main event.
A surprised Rich Murata because of the high esteem that I was holding Ruben Torres in. But tonight he is, I tell you, I do believe this is a crisis for him, and you know, in the whole career, in his career.
Baez is trying to take it. He's trying to take Torres's will. He's trying to take over this fight. And right now, it's anybody's fight. After 5 rounds, I've got it even, 47-47.
All right, history time with the gentleman. Venezuela boxing. Immediately, what comes to mind, Rich Murata?
There was a really good featherweight champion named Antonio Esparragosa. You remember him? He was out of Venezuela. And of course, the guy that I think of is the late Edwin Valero,
exactly,
who was also a dynamic southpaw boxer-puncher. Or maybe you should call him a puncher-boxer, because Valero knocked out everybody he fought.
Caracas, Venezuela.
Yeah. Baez slipped on that wet spot.
And Baez, Venezuela, the reason I wanted to ask that out, because Valero, I knew would be the name that comes up.
Well, Jorge Linares.
There you go.
Jorge, and he's as worldly as any former champion has ever been. You know, born in Venezuela. He turned pro in Japan. Was developed in Japan, and made a name for himself in the U.S. and the U.K.
Yeah, being around
and Mexico.
Yeah, being around YouTube, I've heard the name Valero. Never saw him, but gone down a YouTube rabbit hole and just loading up on punches. And this is what
a talent he was.
Baez has done: 18-1, 17 KOs.
He's dangerous.
They're standing right in the middle where that wet spot is. Both fighters will slip there.
Yeah,
and also
Baez is slipping. I think with Baez's shoes are slippier or more slippery than Ruben's. Oh, nice hook.
Left
from,
hook landed by Ruben.
Yeah.
And somebody brings out, Valerio was crazy as hell. Absolutely.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was a madman. Did not end well for Edwin Valero or his family.
Boy. He created some excitement, though, I'll tell you that.
Oh, my God. Even before he fought on national television, he was creating excitement in Southern California just on his gym appearances, his sparring sessions.
Boogeyman?
Yeah, I mean, he's like an urban legend, man.
Before social media.
Yes, exactly.
You heard about this guy who was crazy.
And because of that, there's more of a mystique, you know?
Well, the reason I brought up Caracas was I was thinking the Caracas caper was George Foreman against Kenny Norton. That's where they
took out Kenny in 2 rounds.
I love working with you two. I always learn something new about it.
That was a very odd era in heavyweight boxing. You had Foreman Norton there. You had.
Well, didn't Foreman win the title against Joe Frazier in Jamaica?
Exactly, right. Then he fought Joe King Roman in
Japan.
Tokyo.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, he's the world champion. Why not?
I assume the answer is because Vegas showed up, right?
Yeah.
That's why they stopped going to these crazy places.
Vegas had showed up before that, but then there were also, but then once it got to Vegas again, then the 80s was
exactly.
Okay, so Caesar's Palace showed up and forget about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to work a fight in Jamaica.
Sure, why not?
I mean, we're seeing that now where you're going to different locations, and I love watching fights in Japan or the UK.
Oh, man.
Ali's last fight was in the Bahamas with Trevor Burbrick. Yeah, the trauma in the Bahamas.
Because I want to work those fights with a name like that.
Yeah.
Like today was something, Rumble in the Red Sea or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That was too wordy for me.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we have kind of a shocker here tonight. Although Cristian Baez was well respected based off his record, he still had not fought in 2 years, and he was still coming off a knockout defeat.
Yeah, but I've found that serious fighters, are very dangerous coming off of a loss. Because if they're serious about boxing, that loss just emboldens them. It just makes them work harder. Whatever they didn't do right going into that loss, they're going to correct that going into their next fight.
All right, Gail corrects me. Rage on the Red Sea. All right.
Rage on the Red Sea.
Like Red River rivalry. Okay.
Yeah, they tried.
7th round of action. If you just joined us right now, hey, we're working towards midnight. Thompson Boxing put it on a show. 6 fights only. All of them have gone the distance so far except for one, Eduardo Reyes was stopped by Knuckle Nelson. And every fight's been evenly matched, back and forth action.
Yeah.
Fighters learning about themselves, young fighters learning what they got left in the tank.
Torres,
Drop in on there. Ruben Torres.
That's a knockdown.
As Baez is saying that the feet were tangled up. We'll get you a replay.
Maybe, but he went down on that punch.
But
he felt he tripped.
He felt he tripped, but he was.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! Ruben Torres!
What was that?
Knocking out Baez! Holy smokes!
Wow! Wow! That's some Jack Dempsey stuff right there. That was ruthless. That was ruthless. Oh my God! That's one of the shortest left hooks I've ever seen.
Wow! They came together, they touched gloves, and Torres checked them.
That was some Jack Dempsey stuff right there. Oh my God.
We're keeping a close eye on Baez. He was really tagged, but with one shot like that, he hasn't taken a sustained beating over a lot of time. But he hit his head very hard.
Oh, well, when he fell down, yeah. Have they removed his mouthpiece?
Yes, they did.
Okay, that's good. He needs to get oxygen.
The doctor is right there, and the doctor is telling him to stay down, and now they're going to have him sit up. Wow.
Yeah, Baez is. Yeah, he's still out of it.
They touched gloves, and then Torres checked them. Wow. We'll get you the replay as Baez is on his stool. Look at the replay here.
Too soon, yeah, too soon.
This is after Baez was ruled a knockdown.
Oh. Baez was still complaining to the ref. You know, protect yourself at all times.
They were touching gloves, like, you know, so he was not protecting himself.
No. Now, he was still kind of peeved about that knockdown call. My goodness.
Woo. We'll be back with more here. Thompson Boxing in Corona.
They may call individually, but we need to make that. A lot of POs are.
Paving the way to your personal sanctuary that you simply can't stop thinking about. Find yours at bellegarde.com.
Experience the world's largest compatible cordless system. Makita's LXT batteries take you from power tools to outdoor power equipment. The blower delivers power comparable to a 24cc gas model. From the job site to your home, reach speeds of 116 miles per hour. Use Makita's cordless products anytime, anywhere. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
If you're at this table, you know that it's more than a game of luck. You're not here for the small talk. You're here for the action. If you're at this table, you're a hustler. Hustler Casino.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute 53 seconds of round number 7. Referee Thomas Taylor puts a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by way of a knockout and still undefeated, Ruben Torres.
Ruben Torres, the victory. So the end, we will get you the replay. There will be an interview with Ruben in the ring. He had to work. It was back and forth. All right, I'll start with you, Rich Murata. They touched gloves. And we'll go through this here on the replay. And it was a different vibe the entire night, for the whole night. And this replay brought to you by Hustler Casino. This after he was dropped.
Right, now they'll come out,
still
look like they're going to touch gloves, but Torres takes advantage at that very moment. I think there's going to be some complaints about this.
Sure. All right, now the question I'm asking. Is it
ruthless.
All right, I'm asking the question here. Is it legal?
I think
It is legal.
Legal, but not
it's
necessarily sportsman.
It's not sporting, right? There's some. It's ruthless in terms of ethics, but you got to protect yourself at all times. He got up from the knockdown. Referee checked him. Okay. They resumed the fight. They touched gloves. You got to be ready.
We saw
his attention was still. Baez was still complaining about what he thought was a questionable knockdown off that right hand.
All right, I just talked to referee Tom Taylor. I said, well, Tom, what happened? He said, I cleared them.
Yep.
I said, box, you have to protect yourself at all times.
Protect yourself
Words
at
of
all
Tom
times.
Taylor,
Yep.
right there. Jessica Rosales in the ring with Ruben Torres.
You guys, we got Ruben Ace Torres here, and of course, that is the toughest fight that we have seen you in. Those first 2 rounds, you were in situations that we'd never seen before. Let's talk through those first 2 rounds, and obviously a fight like this, you told me you needed it. Tell me why.
It's obvious we got some sharpening up to do. To go in there, your confidence is all the way up here, and then he starts touching you, you touch the canvas, you're like, oh man, I got some work to do for real, but nonetheless, we put off the victory. Like I said, it's back to the drawing board. It's behind us now. We're still undefeated. It's still coming. We just got to get sharper and come back harder.
And let's go through the end of the fight and how that ended. I also saw you over here in the ring. You did go over and talk to your opponent. Tell us what you said to him, and let's talk through the way this fight ended.
It's the #1 rule in boxing: protect yourself at all times. I had dropped him in the first half of the fight. I noticed he wasn't hurt, so he was going to sit there and try to complain with me that it wasn't a knockdown. When they got counted a knockdown, that's none of my business. I'm here to fight. I threw a punch, and that was all she wrote.
And so what did you say to him after the fight?
I just told him, hey, man, it's boxing, keep your hands up. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. Much credit to you. It was a tough fight. Look at my face, bro. I tell you, he speaks Spanish, so I call him a cabron and shit, but this is no disrespect, it's boxing at the end of the day. I gotta do what I gotta do, but most definitely not my best performance. But thank you to everybody who pulled up, all the family, all my friends out here in Corona. It was much love. We definitely felt the love tonight.
Okay, so now you said you got to go back to that drawing board. What is the next step for you once you guys figure out that plan? What do you want to see? What types of fights coming up next?
I would love to get back in there maybe by the end of this year. Or for sure by the end of this year. We'll see how it goes, but I got 100% faith in my team, how they're moving me. I love it. Like I said, we got the job done tonight, so we just keep climbing towards that world title.
Sounds good. Congratulations on the win. Give it up one more time, Ruben Ace Torres.
Back here ringside, Beth Duran, Doug Fisher, and Rich Murata. Ruben Torres, Rich, I'm going to start with you. You said it was legal, protect your hands at all times. The referee said it. It's just a weird way it ended, but it was a knockout.
I think that Ruben was going to win the fight, and I think he was on his way once again to win the fight. I thought he pretty much started to take control. He had just scored that knockdown previous. Thing is, I still hate to see a fight finish like that.
Yeah. Such a good fight that we had going on.
We had a real good fight going, and I think there's going to be some complaints and some controversy over that. We saw it once before with Floyd Mayweather and Ortiz. It was almost the same kind of
kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Not sportsmanlike, right? Yeah.
But I think Ruben, had to answer some questions tonight.
He did.
He did come through the crisis that we were talking about because he was hurt badly in the first round. He was dropped in the second round. So he had to come back from that, and he was able to do that.
I agree with you. I thought he was figuring out a very difficult style. And the round where he scored the knockdowns and ultimately the knockout, before he scored the first knockdown, I thought he was figuring some things out, technically speaking. But I like what he said to Jessica Rosales. He recognizes and acknowledges that he still has some work to do. He still has some learning to do. And he acknowledges that it wasn't his best fight. But I like what he had to say. He wants to get right back in that ring.
Yeah, 6 good fights tonight. Ruben Torres with a knockout to end the night. It got going really well, so a lot of prospects showed some fight. Knuckle Nelson, check him out. Henry Ramirez training him out in Riverside. Kid, 4-0, 4 KOs. and he's got to work tomorrow for the Carpenters Union. So you really got to work your way through it. So for everybody watching us around the world, we appreciate you leaving all the comments on social media. Thank you so much. Rich Murata, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I love it.
Now, it's
Doug
always
Fisher,
an
it's
honor.
always been a pleasure, man.
Honor with both of you guys.
Oh, yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. All right, so for everybody behind the scenes, camera, audio, visual, graphics, social media, for Alex Capanovo, Jeanette Gonzalez, Paul Lafornia, Joe Pahar, my partners Rich Murata and Doug Fisher, I'm Beth Duran. Make sure you download the Thompson Boxing app. Make sure you follow on social media. Oh, I can't forget, of course, Jessica Rosales did a great job in the ring. Great job today. So for everybody behind the scenes, thank you so much. Good night from Omega Products International. Thompson Boxing is 22nd year of business. When's the next fight? In September. Where? Doubletree Hotel in Ontario. Download the Thompson Boxing app for all the details. Good night, everybody.